demand comprehend languages.
So do I.
Which is actually really cool. So
I do not.
I'll just have like all the tool proficiencies, and I have a +5 intelligence. So
Yeah. So you just roleplay it like your character like bought a thieves tool kick, and they just click, like they just get it right away because they're smart, you know. And
I
it's
almost put my -1 into intelligence, and then I just decided against it and put it in my strength.
thieves tools.
I have 9 strength. Cacti,
alchemist tools.
not very strong.
No.
Herbalist tools.
If they extend
what are
too
some
much,
other
they-
ones?
that's 3, right? So you only have.
Well, I have 1, so I need 4 more.
Oh, okay.
We
You
can
should get
decide
any of the
this after.
survival ones, right? Are we already live? Oh, it is 2. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
we might want to
Yeah.
explain at the end during
I got
discussion. We should talk about the homebrew stuff in this.
I agree.
Grab my dice.
2 out of 4.
No, I forgot my dice in my
Cartographer
backpack.
tools.
Over there.
Photographer
Yeah, like
too.
any,
have
I just
to
think you should
get
pick
up
anything that would help you in the
That's
desert.
all.
You know what I mean?
Although,
Yeah, no.
Also, I used my history as a guild merchant. So now I added persuasion and deception into my skills.
I
that
love
I
it.
know, so I just have all of this deception, perception, persuasion, and I'm just like,
Beautiful.
I will sell you that cactus.
I
I
say
have a market
tinker.
stall.
I don't know what
sells
tinker
cactus.
means, but
That sounds wonderful.
All right, let's get a recap of what happened last
Everyone
week.
died.
nothing happened last week. It's a new campaign set in the same world.
Suckers! Swish! No. So
Joy died, literally. Both character and everyone else's enjoyment of the game died.
Christ.
Wow.
Suffice to say, we were traveling on
That just speaks to the
underground
quality
thing,
of the character.
And
Seriously.
Joy was doing Joy things and was a little separated from the group and got, ganged
Killed.
up on by some bugs, and the party wasn't able to help in time.
I
and
tried to fall down a hole to save you, and I failed.
And you gave me a death save as a result.
Fail.
Death
I
fall.
attempt.
Death fail. And so, my character died, and then everyone just kind of was pretty broken up about it, I guess.
Yep.
Didn't really feel like adventuring anymore, so we're done
Trevich's out there
adventuring.
adventuring, but the rest of the party is not.
Yeah.
So, basically what happened is Ash and Franz were going to leave the group eventually, 4 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead they were just like, well, Ash was like, okay, peace, y'all. I'm done. Can't do any more of this death shit. Gotta
Yeah.
go home and take care of my business. Bye.
business.
Pretty much.
But I got to get new dice.
Those are
And
beautiful
Ooh, those
dice, by
are.
the way.
These
Ooh.
are
those are nice.
so yes.
And thank you for proving
dice
my
tour.
point. And I'm writing a short paper for Stuart talking about the changes of dispositions in D&D.
Yeah.
This
And-
is literally Taratha.
Nice. And I pretty much went, one set of dice doesn't cut it anymore. People need a new set of dice for each character.
Maybe I should get a new set of dice for
But,
I don't.
I mean, I'm
You
not
roll
saying it
like
as a blanket
shit.
statement, but that's
What?
kind of
You
like
usually roll like
the crux
shit.
of the
It's
argument.
these
Yeah.
white dice, they're very unlucky.
I mean, the love
There's
of the
a 2.
clickety
They'd
clack
be good for my portent.
I know.
is,
You should go.
yeah,
It's real.
It's real, and it has been forever.
Yeah.
Do you get greater portent?
Almost forever.
But yeah.
D&D players
But
spend
yeah.
a lot of money on dice.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Some
I mean,
people-
I just love the clickety clackities.
Yeah.
I was at Gen Con and they were doing auctions, and the stuff that went for the most money were the dice. They'd be like, this dice was a set that was released and it's made out of sapphire, or it has sapphire in it, and people would spend $2,000, $3,000
Christ.
on it. And they're the most expensive. HeroQuest could go up, maybe 400. The wooden sets of Catan, maybe 100. Dice, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Some people would just sit there and buy dice. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
But
I
anyway.
have. I have a
You
display.
just
I have
use
several
dice.
display sets.
Just in case
Yeah.
you need them. I'm gonna roll with just the
And
one set.
everyone has, they're starting off with 1 inspiration because y'all gave me some really good shit over the week. I can't wait to start working into a deeper campaign plot. It's just because I have so much writing, I was only able to sort of get some ideas.
I mean, we don't. You
Oh,
you gotta play first
but-
before we get into the deep plot of shit.
We don't
That
know
too.
these characters we haven't
True.
embodied these
If you
characters
had
yet.
already had me, if you already had hooks for me, I would be like, "Fuck, I don't even have hooks for me."
Yeah. But anyway, since it's a new start, I figured I'd do a small write up. This was peak Kelly in the sense that instead of editing my paper, I wrote this shit instead. So, welcome to Vara, the apple of the desert's eye, the the capital of the city-state Pagania, a place full of wonder but hidden from so many on the planet of Fiorna. For a year, we've explored the post-meteor turmoil in Taizhou and gallivanted through the countryside of Gyo. But now we turn our attention to the hidden gems in the south. The city of Vara is situated near the southwestern coast of the country. It sprawls for miles in the sand, protected by an invisible barrier to keep out the deadly sandstorms from burying its buildings out of the sun's reach. Before the meteor, Calamity, the barrier was in the form of a glass wall made from beach sand glass, which was then melted down to produce statues commemorating the return of magic. Marta the Magnificent is the sorcerer who created the invisible barrier, allowing the citizens to see the vastness of the desert outside of the city limits without having to risk the elements. Her statue can be found just outside the Three Springs, her favorite place to relax in the desert heat. Most of the city's buildings are made from beach sand glass, all of varying colors. Some buildings are made from one single fuck you.
One single fuck you.
Some buildings are made from one single smooth color, while others are kaleidoscopic. Some have deliberate patterns of different colors, and others make murals on the sides of buildings. However, there are more official buildings, such as the City Hall and the Arcane Artificer's Domain, which are made from cool marble. And it's also not uncommon to see buildings made from red sandstone. Our story starts today in the Upper Ward as a bookshop owner arrives to the local archivist office at his invitation. His name is Thurgood Crowgrove. God, that's so hard to say. Thurgood Crowgrove.
3 times fast.
I know.
Just for,
Absolutely not.
He comes from a long line of men and women who were interested in collecting stories, information plans, and whatever else caught their eye. But unfortunately, something of his caught the eye of a thief, and he's turning to a friend for help. So how do you enter?
We need to do introductions.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll walk in. Just,
Olive, is that you?
Yeah.
a little different than Olive, but
Sure. And just make sure, I know you have like this kind of southern drawl, just make sure you speak up for the microphones.
yep.
And Thurgood is like, he's just kind of sitting at his desk, just thinking, and he's got his fingers pressed to his temple. And as soon as he sees you, he quickly, what are we missing now?
Or he's trying
Just
to figure
trying
out
to.
what
The camera's kind of at a really awkward angle. I can't really get
That's
both.
the wrong one. It's that
Oh,
one,
it's
actually.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one.
It's
Yep. There we go. And he immediately sits up, and he goes, "Oh, Willow, thank you. Okay, so there's something of mine that got stolen from me. I know," and he gestures to like, and his office is just a complete mess of shit. Like, there's like the outside where you walked in, because it's kind of like it's almost like a sort of display cases out front, but in his office, the shit that's not sorted yet, it's just everywhere. And he'll gesture to the mess, but then go, I looked everywhere. I know it's not here. There's a necklace. It's of great importance to me, and it would really mean a lot to me if you were to help me get this back. It's sort of
Whoa, slow down there. It's alright. So, first of all, it looks like you've really torn this place up looking for it. Right?
Yes.
You're doing okay?
You're
You're not in another one of your moods?
No.
Alright. And so when was the last time you saw it?
Oh, the last time I saw it, it was about 3 days ago. I was wearing it, and I put it away where I usually put it, and
Where would that be?
and he'll open up one of the drawers of his desk, and there's like a million of these like little drawers about like that thin, and he pulls it out, and you see sort of like the foam sort of mat that you would lay jewelry on, and it's just there's nothing there.
What, did you have more jewelry than just this in here?
Well, yeah, and he'll pop open another one, and
Is
then
there jewelry in the other ones?
yep, and he'll go, but these ones, these are I mean, they're expensive, but they're non-magical. The one that got stolen,
Well, we're not looking for a petty thief then.
I guess you would know better than me.
Well, Typically somebody's stealing something specific. They knew about it beforehand. So who knew that this necklace was here?
I don't know. I mean, it could be. I don't think people go into my office besides me. You're in my
Who knew
office.
that you had the necklace, maybe is a better way to put it. They might not know it was in this drawer, but
I don't think anyone knew.
Then why would they have come in here specifically to take this specific necklace and not take anything else? They were already in here. They could have taken anything.
I don't know. That's why I'm hiring you.
You're hiring me now.
Well,
I thought you were just asking for a favor.
I mean, I'm asking for help, but not a favor.
Well, I reckon I can help a little bit, but I don't really have any leads to go off of. I don't hang around thieves too often.
Well, and I'll think. There's the leaky barrel. There's a lot of shady sorts that go there.
Alright, so you want me to ask around, being like, hey,
I mean, probably not alone.
anybody
That's the
see
kind
my
of
necklace?
a bad to go alone. You might want 1 to 3 friends to help you out. But
Wish you would have said 4.
just some
I think that would be
backup.
fucking hilarious. Someone just
Well.
walks in.
yeah.
Boggs is back. Boggs is in the desert. The only returning character.
Well, I don't mean to impose, but it's going to be hard to get some people to come with me to some of the rougher places in town asking about some stolen goods, probably doing the roughing up more than getting roughed up, if there's nothing in it for them. Like, I'll do it for free, but what's in it for anyone I party up with?
Well, 100 gold apiece.
A reasonable price. Alright, so I describe what the necklace looks like to me.
All right, it's got black opals around most of it, but in the center, there's a diamond.
All right, and you said it was magical.
Yes.
What is the magical effect that it does?
Do you need to know?
I think considering that I've at least read of, that there are some necklaces that can just cause explosions. I don't want to be running into something that I don't know what I'm dealing with.
Okay, you gotta promise not to tell, not even your friends.
Do I have many friends? I spend most of my day with a teenager.
Okay, so it's not dangerous for the wearer. It shouldn't even be dangerous for the people, around them. It's just when you wear it, you could go to another place. Your soul does, and you could explore a little bit, and then after about an hour, you come back here. I use it to find lost treasures.
Alright, so it's a tool of the trade. It makes sense. Alright. You'd like to thanks for a moment.
And actually, you know what?
I'm gonna case the joint.
Right. Yeah, and
try
sorry,
to
just
see if signs of forced entry or anything that could lead me to potentially helping identify whoever did this.
yeah, and then just one other thing. He would be a little bit more specific, just because you're a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
He would say it's like a place with a lot of ghosts in it that it sends you to.
All right, so I want to do 2 things. I want to case the joint, see if I can find signs of forced entry, and 2, I ask you, the DM. I believe wholeheartedly that my good friend Thurgood is telling the truth, but I'm wondering if there's anything else that is being withheld.
Okay, you could do an insight check.
All right, first roll of the campaign.
Woohoo!
That's a 16 on the dice, so that'll be a 24.
Yeah, the only information that he's withholding is kind of what is really on the other side that he goes to. But if he's withholding that information, it's not he doesn't believe, he doesn't want you to know about it, but he also fully believes that it doesn't affect your ability to get this. He doesn't expect that you'll be wearing it, so it shouldn't affect you.
All right, so can I case the joint?
Investigation.
All right. 8.
It looks just perfectly fine, like as if it was like an inside job.
While I'm investigating, I'll just ask, do you have any rivals, Thurgood? Anyone who does a similar job to you who might benefit from having such a tool?
I can't think of anyone. No one would know that I use this.
You've kept this thing under wraps for quite some time. You do know that there's magic that can detect other magical things, right? You think that maybe somebody was looking around for magical things, knew you were somebody who maybe procures some of the more odder and finer things of this world from ancient times, and maybe just had those kinds of abilities, looked around in here, tried to, saw one thing that piqued their interest. Is it the only thing that's magical in these parts?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there's some other things that are lesser magic. This is my prized possession.
All right. Well,
And that there's even outside there's a ring of water walking with a little mini pool, so people would be able to put it on and try it out. But a ring of water walk is nothing compared to a necklace of astral projection, essentially.
all right. So here are my notes that I'm going to tell the rest of the party. A, somebody stole this necklace, right? It's not lost. B, whoever stole it either knew that it existed, they knew that you had it, but you're insisting that no one knew you had this thing.
I can't imagine.
No, I've known you for a while. I didn't know you had it. So then there go. C, we're looking for somebody who probably possesses some amount of magical abilities to find such a necklace. Does the party have any questions for Thurgood?
You have to ask in your character.
All right. I want to give you guys a chance to talk to him because you might not get that chance. You might only talk to me. So.
I mean, it'll be it's the beginning of the day, so you could still go out, find your friends, and then come back by midday.
All right. And you're expecting this to be dangerous?
I mean, I sure hope it isn't, but I can't speak for whoever took it.
Well, if I'm gonna be going to seedy bars, some backup isn't always the worst thing. All right. I'll do my best, Thurgood.
Thank you.
Alright. Try not to stress out too much about it. Alright. Well, you'll have it back, hopefully by the end of the day.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
Alright. Ciao.
Oh, now you're using them fancy mini words.
Alright.
So who do you go to first?
Where would Willow find... Oh my god, it's not Tabitha. Fuck, it's Taratha.
Taratha. Might be in your bookshop reading.
Alright, so you're staying at my bookshop right now.
Sure, I think that's gonna be
Alright.
I love it.
So I'll return to the bookshop. Well...
And there's a little jingle, and so, hi, walk. Oh.
I gave her a slight nod, and I will telepathically tell her, any customers?
Not a lot. It's a slow day today.
All
Let me
right.
try to. It's a slow day today.
Right.
Is Taretha in?
Yeah, she's in the back.
Or Taratha, sorry, not Taretha. Alright. So I'll head on out to the back. I'll find... What do you look like? That's what do I look like?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, what do you look like? I've been literally waiting for
Let's
that.
start there.
alright. Willow is a relative, she wears relatively simple clothes, maybe a little bit more masculine presenting in terms of her clothing. But she's got long white hair, but it's bunched up, it's very practical. Blue eyes, tan skin, kind of looks, as Kelly told me, and you would know because you would know that she's a member of the Ashina clan. So that everyone in the Ashina clan people in the Ashina clan sometimes get mistaken for artificers because they have a similar look about them. But yeah, she doesn't wield any weapons or anything. She's just dressed very plainly.
So Taratha has two forms. Right now she's in her human form. She is a tiefling in disguise, more or less. I think the only one who knows that she is a tiefling is Leia's character. But
With the cactus who met you in the desert? No?
No.
Okay.
That was the foot was for. Not that it would ever matter to a cactus.
The cactus would be like, oh, that's nice. I'm a cactus.
What is a cactus to a cactus? So she has, she's basically Elsa.
Okay.
Basically Elsa. No. She has long blonde hair, like strikingly blue sapphire eyes. She is dreadfully white, like painfully white. It's like she's never been outside in the sun, which is clearly not true. We live in the fucking desert. But she is dressed. What do you imagine the Alcott family colors to be?
Oh man.
I can come up with this, but if you're gonna design a whole thing around it,
I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. I would say like I mean, purple is specific for artificers, so like I'm gonna say I'm putting that off the table. Yeah, I don't know, like gold and green, maybe.
Gold and green, yeah. So she's wearing what looks like to be like the official advisor garb. So like it's formal, it's royal, but it's not like decadent ball attire for the family. I imagine Taratha has just come off like advising the young regent, and is just in here. Oh, Willow, you're back. You really need to get the latest research on the Calamity.
It's out of date, what I have?
Well, I mean, this is 6 months old.
Well, do you have the titles of the books that you'd like me to procure?
Yes, I will get them to you as soon as possible.
All right.
But you should really just keep the steady research coming.
If you've got the titles, I will get the books for you. But I can't buy what I don't know.
And for the record, sorry, because that just made me think about it. The one where we come in is the same time as where we left off over there. So we're about like 3.5 to 4 years after the Calamity.
But what direction is the sun setting?
We're in Texas. That's what I've established. We're in the Southwest. There's an ocean. There's this accent.
Sahara.
Well, actually, I was telling Eric that even though I didn't really do it yet, I imagine the kind of
American Southwest. Okay.
the attitudes and accent to be based off of Brooklyn, even though everything else has no Brooklyn aesthetic.
Well,
whatsoever.
I think we're in in Houston.
Fair.
Imagine we're in Houston.
Yeah.
Imagine the highways.
Can we do Austin?
No.
Please?
No.
San Antonio, please.
Houston's
Quick
a cool
pick
city.
a Texas city.
Let's not hate on Houston. Dallas sucks.
San Antonio.
I picked San Antonio,
I
but
don't
San
know.
Antonio wins.
We don't do
All
Texas
right.
Southern.
So we're super south.
No,
we're border
now I
south.
have to say Houston because those two both said San Antonio. So
Yeah.
obviously,
Woo! Tiebreaker. I'm kidding. So
Rio Grande. It's Rio
Christ.
Oh yeah, I do have a poncho that I wear when I go out.
oh my god. Safe.
So Taratha, now I know you're one to enjoy fancier things in life.
I wouldn't quite say that, but
I mean, just
Sure.
your attire, but and
it's more that someone has expensive taste for me.
fair enough.
Sounds like a royal consort.
You find yourself. How good are you at defending yourselves with magical means?
I can handle myself.
All right.
I haven't gotten this far without, some shit.
You want a job?
I have a job.
More like a short-term job, not like a work in my bookstore kind of job.
I don't work in your bookstore. I just sit in the back.
Well, what she was saying, right, is like not like working in the bookstore, but anyways.
Yeah, and I'm just sending you one of the NPCs that you sent.
Just
created.
Just tell me about it.
Well, if you're good in a fight, basically, I've got a good friend, someone I've known for a long time. He's kind of like an archaeologist kind of sort.
The ram horns you don't see perk up.
He recently had an item stolen, and he's asking me to try to look on, send on after it, kind of go to some of the seedier places in town, try to see what I can find in regards to it. But he seemed pretty adamant that I grab some loose, loose people around, come with, make sure that if I get in a tussle, I'm not alone.
Right. What do you know about this object?
Well, I know that he uses it to do his archaeology stuff and find the kinds of stuff he's looking
It's
for.
a brush?
It's a tool of the trade.
So a brush.
It's a magical necklace.
Can I make like an Arcana check to just intuit what the hell they're even talking about? It's
Based on it's a magic necklace?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
20. Unnatural.
Yeah, you can confidently say that you don't know what, it's a magical necklace, but, there's plenty of those in the world, and, what is it, a magic necklace that, molds earth? What else?
Yeah.
Well, everyone just assumes
I'm just
that it's
playing
the
with my
beads of
ring.
Yeah.
So what? It's a magic necklace. They're a dime a dozen.
Evidently, this one is very unique and special.
In what way?
Well, first of all, we are those canted angles. It helps you see things that you can't otherwise see, and not just invisible things or seen through walls, but I guess seeing beyond this realm.
Yeah, count me in.
All right, some people we could rely on if things get a little sticky.
Where would Tali be?
Tali would be at the Wishing Well, probably, or in the market. One of the two. Those are the
You
two
could
places.
be in the market with Sabo.
Oh yeah,
His fruit stall.
pays 100 gold per head.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No.
I know a friend. We can go to the market.
All right. Yeah,
I'm going to say that
go ahead.
I'm going to say that all of you are kind of operating out of Bard's Cross, because I feel like all of you would be in that sort of general area.
Mm-hmm.
South of Bard's Cross, the south quarter outside of the barrier, that's kind of a shady zone. So the closer you get to this, the kind of shady area of Vara, the kind of more less upscale things are. So if you're at the center towards the middle, you're in the middle to upper middle, then you're middle lower, and then outside of the border would be kind of the Thieves Guild type area.
Mm-hmm. Where's the banquet?
Kind of at the very, very south. Actually, okay, it's up to you. It would either be as close to the center as possible or as close to the barrier as possible.
I would say barrier. I think
Okay.
the way that I think Taratha imagines it is the Alcott resident. She has
Yeah.
3 central locations: a bookstore, the Alcott
Yeah.
residence, and that's how she kind of navigates the city.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check for Zola, as she was probably eavesdropping on our conversation.
Sure.
Give her at least +1 because she would have the Kalistark +2 to her wisdom.
Okay. So that'd be an 11.
All right. You can determine what she heard from that.
Okay.
As we're leaving, I'll tell her we're heading out for a couple hours, running a couple errands. Thurgood's asked me to do some task for him. I'm just following up on it. But I should be home, hopefully, before you go to bed.
Fine.
All right.
I'll get paid overtime, right?
You know you're not getting paid.
I love it.
Note that for you, it's just a head nod.
Yeah.
What was the name of the blacksmith?
They don't verbally discuss it at all.
Branilak, who works with another blacksmith that does a different thing. But they share. They kind of they're not in competition with each other, even though they're both blacksmiths. There's Joanna, who is one of the Ashina clan, and she tends to make more weapony, armory type stuff, and he makes more domestic things.
You're like Joanna.
But
I was like,
yeah, sorry. That's just something that you would know.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a good working relationship.
So I imagine that she, like, just to waste time in the city will sometimes watch the stall.
Okay.
Actually, what time of day is it, though?
It's like 10 a.m. You know.
Okay, yeah. So we kind of like the perfect time. Like she goes and she like gets breakfast and then she just hangs out.
Mm-hmm.
So that Bran can like go do other things.
Siesta.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he's going for like a supply run or supply trade with
Right.
Joanna.
Or like if he
now.
has a project he has to actually spend time on and not deal with customers or whatever.
Yeah.
I totally imagine that Vara is a place that takes siestas.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Like, are you kidding? You can't do anything between 1 and 4 in the afternoon. It's so hot outside.
God, when I lived in Spain, that was like my favorite fucking part of being in Spain.
And in China, they have shioshi, which is basically a siesta, and I lived in the desert, so like I totally get that, you know.
Yep.
Like, okay, 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon is just blocked off for doing nothing.
Yep.
Don't move so you don't sweat.
So y'all go to Tally.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so Talia Thievesbane, otherwise known as Tally.
Tally or Tolly?
I love that we have a thieves bane and a rogue. And
Yeah.
Hey, it's a family name. Okay?
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's just funny. It's, you know.
Because literally she worked in a caravan that stopped thieves, and so they have the surname Thievesbane. But she is a water genasi, so she's got like a light blue skin and really like dark purple, really curly hair. And like always looks, unless she's been spending a lot of time like out in the sun, she always looks a little damp, essentially, like she's just gotten out of the shower. And she looks like a badass. Think Winona Earp, but with a shield and a, what the fuck is that called that I'm now forgetting the
Mace.
name of?
Flail.
No, a scythe. She has
Stick 'em right where it hurts.
and both of those go on her, like, are on her back most of the time. Because she literally can't leave them. So
I will let Taratha do this first talking.
Tolly? Are you free?
I could be. What are you doing here?
You know You know I have to move up and down the city quite regularly.
Yeah?
Anyways, this is my good friend Willow.
Pleasure
Well,
to see
time.
you again.
Right? Do I know you? I feel like I know you. We've met before.
Caravan?
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
You were the one who patched up wounds, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Alright. Good to see you.
She
again.
looks really different, though.
Okay.
So she was a human.
Yeah, and
Until
now
3
she's
years
older.
ago. And she's got, like, I don't know how magic-y her character is, but, like,
Pretty.
before she had, like, a very, like, light aura, and she now has a very dark aura.
Okay.
Because she is a, like, how much religion do you have? Do you have a lot? Do you have religion at all?
No, I don't have. Religion is something that she's not good at.
Okay.
Though she does read a lot, so she encounters it, but it's not like a specialty.
Okay. The shield you recognize, the scythe you do not.
Alright.
One of them is like a bright silver, and the other one is like very black. Like the scythe is very black, and the shield is like a bright white silver.
I imagine that that like her hair pre Calamity would have been like probably like black, like she didn't have black hair before maybe or something, and then it just became white at the Calamity or something. I don't know. Kelly can work on it later, but so like she's also visually different.
Right.
Yeah. Time is always changing, folk.
It does.
Well, how do you two meet?
In the desert.
Yeah. We go away a long time back.
A whole year and a half. Or is it 2 years now? It's 2 years now.
It's 2 last week.
Remember our anniversary? Untouched?
Well, we didn't come here just for idle chat.
No, so Willow here has some information, has a job opportunity more or less.
Always
Magical necklace can see things that know if I can't see.
Okay. You gonna go
It's-
find it?
Yep, that's the goal. We're gonna go try to find it.
Where'd it go? What
My,
happened to
I
it? Deep dungeons. You have to go get it.
think it's here in the city.
In the city? What part of the city do you think?
Well, I figure we'd check out the thieves' quarters first.
Well, then I think we might need a bruiser, potentially. Someone who,
Somebody prickly.
someone who, it's not necessarily my forte down there. So, yeah, I know someone in the marketplace.
A
Not the
roguish
most
type.
cuddly person.
Prickly personality, if you would.
But they're sweet enough, surprisingly. If you surprisingly, if you fry them up, they're quite tasty.
It's true.
Well,
I am hankering for burrito now.
You can go get one. So this all right over there.
one more doesn't sound like a bad idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something. Shit. Well, it's escaping me, so we can just head on down to the market.
And what was your? Can you tell the party the name of your?
So the stall's called Desert Treasures. It sells cactus fruit as its specialty, but it also sells like aloe vera and eucalyptus leaves and random desert foliage that is useful for everyday life.
You sell yourself.
Yeah.
Don't ask too many questions. What about the cactus fruit? Because he does actually have cactus flowers that bloom from him at time to time.
Cool.
So yeah.
Salvo.
So right now you see, I don't know if your character knows I'm a cactus. I don't think he does. She does. Well, you guys know he's a cactus.
Are
But
you
we're-
not a cactus right
He's
now?
not a cactus right now because so Sabo gets really sick of people saying, "Oh, look, it's a cactus." So right now he's just dressed as as a normal desert wanderer. So he has kind of loose
Like
clothing on, and he also has a mask. You can kind of, if you're looking really closely, you can see green skin and also his beady eyes, but you can't really see the cactus.
So he's very humanoid.
He's very humanoid right
So it's
now.
not like a cactus with eyes.
No,
Yes.
Okay.
he's kind of.
Because I imagined a cactus with eyes.
So he.
I'll pull up
looks-
the picture from your race thing, but go ahead and keep
Yeah,
talking.
he doesn't quite look like that. He looks a little bit more cactus than what's on his right. Actually, I have it right here
Oh, yeah.
because I. So he kind of, sort of, he looks a little bit more, less plump than that, but that's kind of what he looks like. He looks like a cactus with hands and legs.
Okay. All right.
Please
That's
tell
what
me
I
you
was
don't
about.
have a cactus axe.
No.
Okay. So Savo, right?
Sabo.
Savo.
Hello.
How have you been?
Pretty good. Stall's going great.
Did you say you were Justin?
Yeah.
And what's with?
Oh, I don't like people. People always point at me and say I'm a cactus, and I know I'm a cactus. So I don't need to be reminded of this fact. So I am. Oh, hello. I think I go to your bookstore. I'm Sabo.
Oh. I have seen you once
Oh,
or
you're
twice.
literate now.
Oh.
Yes. Shaking, you feel little pricks through the cloth. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's alright. I can handle a couple pricks.
How quickly does the thorns grow out?
I don't know. I imagine they're kind of. I don't know. They can kind of. That's a good question.
I'm just question to consider.
I believe that they can shoot out the
They can
thorns
shoot
5
out the
times a
thorns
day.
5 times a day.
So on a long
That's
rest,
ranged
okay.
attacks.
Yeah, the long rest.
So on a long rest, they regain
I
5.
imagine that it's kind of like a less like a Bichon or a Shih Tzu who do shed, but shed very rarely. So
Well-
you do see little spines every now and again.
Well, I'm just curious of
Not
whether or not
right.
they would more or less shave their hands for
Yeah.
human. Or that's
He
the-
probably wouldn't do that right now. He might do that in the future.
Yeah.
just something to consider. Sabo, you're familiar with the lower quarters, correct?
Is that where my bar is?
No, but I mean, as a rogue, you would have to know
Oh,
of. Yeah. No, yours is your bar is very much in like the kind of I love.
I have a bar. Don't worry about it. No, I have a bar friend.
Is your friend a bar?
No.
No.
Sentient buildings.
Everything is
Who
sentient.
knows? So I was like, well, I think I've been down to the south side, in the shadier areas. It's kind of cool down there.
Yes.
It is.
We need some guidance down there, and I think you would be an excellent tour guide.
Sure. You might want to change out of that.
Oh, I'm fine.
Sorry.
Are you
Sure.
disguised self right now? Are you in some other
No,
like
he's wearing
alter,
royal
are you like alter self or something?
It's like a powerful ring.
Oh, it's a magic ring. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just curious about how you were achieving it out of
Yeah.
character. All right.
Because I figured casting disguise self every hour on the hour was not going to be fun.
No, you should really be able to cast it like as a higher level spell slot to like get like 8 hours or 24 hours or something like that. Well, let me tell you guys a little bit about the job as we're walking and talking.
Give me 1 sec. I have to call Eagle Swallow. He needs to man the stall while I'm gone.
I know how that is.
And I mean, she would be she's kind of
probably
on there.
wandering
And then,
about.
What
yeah.
wares are there in the
Uh,
shop?
In my shop,
Yeah,
there's desert foliage.
desert
there's
foliage.
there's cactus fruit, aloe vera, eucalyptus. Yeah, there's some twigs.
Is there any like small cactus in a pot that could eat? It wouldn't be hard. Would be hard to kill.
like a little succulents?
Yeah, little
Yeah,
succulent.
he sells succulents, sure.
What's
Yeah.
the least harmful looking succulent that you have?
Well, I have this one that kind of. I'm trying to think of succulents. Like it's just like a succulent that looks more like juicy.
Or like little plump.
Little
Little plump cacti with
Yeah.
like really like hair, like it's almost like hair instead of
It's like
like
peach fuzz instead
yeah.
of spikes.
Those are the least harmful.
I
Yeah.
will. How much is it?
Oh, it's about
Half
five.
star. How much is it?
it's about I don't know 5 silver.
5 silver for a succulent. How about 3?
Sure.
All right. I'm just gonna put -3 silver for now.
Well, you should all have starting gold.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
assuming
so-
that we're level 10 characters who
Uh-huh.
have like gone on adventures, owned stores.
Yeah.
Like the idea of only having like 10
I
gold
get a
to my
royal
name seems a
stipend.
little weird. Like so, like we'll have to
I mean,
figure
the rest
it out.
are in savings.
Yeah. We'll so we'll have to
You've
figure
invested.
it
Go
out.
to
But
the
for now, I
magic
just put -3 silver.
Okay.
Because there
And,
is
but I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll pick it up.
there is a
when we're on our way
calculator
back.
for
Fair enough.
that.
I can
Yeah.
give you. I make small. Vera makes small sheets for me because she has much more better handwriting. It tells me all like the how to take care of your little succulent.
You know,
My
I don't-
favorite thing is like you with your dumb cactus hands gets the vulture person, and like Mira shows up and she's like an Aarakocra but like skinned as a vulture, and she's just dressed in kind of a like very like goth girl type clothing, but instead of black it's just a dark brown. So
My assistant's here. We can leave. I have to go and find a necklace. Apparently. Oh wait, I have to go find a necklace. It'll be exciting. I'll be back. Keep this succulent to the side. She has bought our succulent. So.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful with the pots.
yeah, sure thing, boss.
I dropped one, so I kind of cracked.
Well, I'll patch that right up.
It's a good system.
How did you meet this?
Well, I was foraging for said succulents and aloe vera and stuff, and I happened across an Aarakocra. She's eating a rabbit. Then I
I like
hired her.
rabbit.
She likes rabbit.
She eats meat, you eat the sun. It just works out.
Yeah.
Do you know that you're that he's a cactus yet?
Oh yeah, well, keep
yeah. Well, you
So we'll
were,
pretty much just tell.
we had in
Yeah.
character conversation about them being a cactus, if you recall, but that was out of character. Like I wasn't like if I'm not
Okay.
speaking the southern accent, I'm most likely not in character, especially if I'm making a joke because she doesn't joke.
Sorry. I always forget how like I went on and I did the calculator thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to have approximately 10,000 gold.
Okay,
yeah,
10,000
level
gold, right
10.
but Kelly's not gonna do that.
No.
You're right. 15,000.
22.
Alright, so
Okay.
Kelly
we're
runs a
walking
relatively low
and we're
level
talking.
campaign.
We're walking
That's fine.
and we're
Like,
talking.
Walking into
Magic gold level.
Alright, so here are the few conclusions that I've come to as I talked to Thurgood this morning, trying to understand where this necklace may be. First of all, the necklace is blue with sapphires on it. Or what was
It has black opal.
I know there's
Yep.
a black opal, has a
With-
large diamond in the center. So very unique looking. You're not gonna miss it, I don't think.
Would I know this by chance?
I mean, I don't think so. You would have never seen it, and right now, I don't think. What plane? One second, I'm gonna text you something real quick.
Cool.
Now, Thurgood isn't the kind to waste my time, and I asked him outright if he knew anyone who knew that he had the necklace, and he says he does not know
Okay,
of
yeah, you would
anyone
not know.
who knew that he had it. So whoever took the necklace is likely not some kind of rival or some kind of, he's an archaeologist, some kind of other archaeologist. I think it's some kind of thief who went in there, but someone who didn't know what they were looking for, probably doesn't know what they have. But that leads me to point number 3. I'm pretty positive that it's somebody who's got some amount of magical abilities, because nothing else was touched in the shop but this one very powerful, potent magical item.
It's a keen conclusion.
Oh, 100 gold each for you two.
Oh.
1 second.
Why? That's 1% of all the money I've earned up to this point. I know that one's magical. That one's got a sword or a shield and scythe. What do you do?
I do things. I'm not really magical. If you have anyone you'd want to be taken care of, I can do that.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sneaky.
What kind of group have I just been wrangled into?
Well, I told you, someone who we need a bruiser. I feel like I was pretty forthright.
Fair enough. Well, let me just make something clear. We catch this thief.
Yes.
Let's try not to assassinate him. Let's just get what we need. Maybe. Actually, I don't know if I should return. Oh, shoot.
Yes?
Can we swing by his place on the way down?
I mean, it'd only be like a 15-minute detour,
Yeah,
so
let's
it's
swing
not...
by his place. And so when we get there, I'll be like, I'll go on in just a sec.
Actually, yeah, can we go back to the scene of the crime? I would like to investigate it if possible.
I'll ask Thurgood if we can investigate it. And if we get his blessing.
Well, it's
we're
very
good to go.
important.
I've already investigated this scene.
You might have, but I promise you I will do a better job. In fact, I can guarantee it.
I mean, yeah.
Important on a nat 20 or something like that.
Scrying.
Oh,
scrying.
I love it.
But I need, I either need to know this person at least secondhand,
Yeah.
or have some, object, or, yeah, I need something.
So I'll go ahead and head in without them for now. I'll just say wait outside. Ideally, you'll be in just a minute.
And once again, Thurgood he's still like this, and then as soon as you open the door, he looks up and just brightens up. Did you find it already?
Well, I haven't even started looking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
It's
just
been an hour.
really nervous about this. I mean, to be fair, it shows that I have a lot of faith in you that I thought that you got it in an hour.
Well, your faith is not misplaced.
I have a question.
So,
You wanna text it to me?
what can I
have
do?
some party members outside, and
This
they'd like
is
to
in
come in
Okay.
and just see what they can. Some of them got some potent magical powers that might be able to help us locate the object. Also, I realized as we were heading down to the thieves' quarter that there's probably a reason you asked me and not the authorities.
Yes.
And why would that be?
Actually, just do a history check.
Hey, I'm proficient in that.
Doesn't have a.
Oh, natural 19 plus 5, 24.
Nice. So with magical items, low-level magical items don't need to get registered. But anything that is of certain spell
my eyes narrow.
or
You
value.
ain't registered it.
No.
That's why you're sure nobody knows you have it. So when we catch this person, rough him up, make him know that, not to come fucking around with Thurgood no more, but not turn him into the authorities. Alright. Well, my friends are gonna come in here and look up the place. Is that all right? You got
Sure.
any-
Yes.
oh.
I mean, nothing else about this is, I. And then like he immediately starts like feeling like self-conscious about like how you must think of him not registering something. Is like everything else is registered. I swear, it's just that one thing because I was just worried they would take it. It was really important that I was able to keep using it, and it just
We're good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I buy books and I don't pay taxes on them.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Thanks. You could let him in.
Oh, you're good, correct?
Yes.
Tarthais Krona.
And he'll shake your hand. Thank you so much.
This is my associate here, Tali. If you could, to the best of your ability, describe this object in the greatest detail possible.
Are we gonna do some locate object?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So he'll describe the same thing. Black opal necklace with a diamond in the center. It's not so much choker, but it's also not like very long, so it just like settles like right about here on the collarbone.
Okay, Tali.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna cast it right now while he's talking after she feels like she has. Just to make sure it's not.
And just
what
bear in
she's doing
mind,
is
you only get it at 500 feet.
It's 1,000.
Yeah. It's 1,000.
Oh, 1,000.
And,
Okay, sorry.
But literally, she just wants to make sure that this absent-minded archaeologist didn't leave it in his shop
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yep.
We're creating an epicenter, essentially.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah.
We had some locate object drama last night, so
Gotcha.
not a terrible amount.
We're not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Almost like picking up certain artifacts and like kind of like.
No. That's over 1,000 years old, friend.
Maybe best not to touch things unless you've got a reason to touch.
Sabo, do you like people touching your fruit?
They can touch the fruit at the stall, yeah.
What if they start to bruise it?
they have to
Do you
pay for
cast
it.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not anywhere here.
Okay.
Can you show me up to the scene of the crime where it was held, where it was kept?
And he'll open up like the middle drawer from his desk, and there's a foam sort of placemat that's meant to display a necklace, and there's the very smallest of indents from where it was placed, but nothing there.
Is there any sort of... Can I investigate for, like, any biological material?
Like
Like a strand of hair. Like a chip of a nail.
Go ahead.
Like a skin.
Yeah.
Investigation?
Yup.
I have good investigation, thank God. That's gonna be an 18.
Oh, great. They were just like shaving their fingertips off, like right over there, just like fingernails. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Sorry,
that's why I said a strand.
I know.
of hair.
I'm being shitty right now. No, but what you would get with that is that, yeah, with what you look in that immediate area, it was just in and out. So you can definitely tell that they must have had detect magic, because if someone just went to it, opened, grabbed it, put it in without interacting much with it, like.
Mm-hmm. Thurgood, did you find anything that might have fallen? Any indication that a person was actually here, besides the missing object?
Well, no. And that's, it's even weirder because I have, an alarm on my door. So if someone went through the door, I would have heard it. But with that in mind, there's a window that's locked behind.
Can I check out the window?
Sure.
Do an investigation. It's gonna not be as good. 15.
Okay.
16. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't tell anything about like forced entry or not, but you can tell from the lock that like a good thief would be able to easily pick it, open it, come in. So it was just, you can't really get much about the type of person besides they're a skilled thief. And this is and they had some magical means and were able to detect where it was, picked in through the window, in and out without leaving a trace.
Do you know if anybody who might have had a special interest in this necklace?
I mean, we're an archive place. There's a lot of interesting things here. It's
a
very...
particular interest, as in someone who might have tried to acquire this in the past.
No. I found this underground on just one of my expeditions.
And you've just been displaying it here in the open?
Well, no. Outside is where I display things in the open, and here is where I sort through things, and
Who's typically allowed in here?
just me.
Just you. Alright. Nothing else? No other leads you could give us?
Not that I can think of. I just think that someone just knew it had great power and either wanted to use it for themselves or sell it at a high price.
Well, it just sounds like with this great power that you really showed no responsibility towards it.
Now. Come on.
I mean, I
You've been
locked the
hired to
door.
do a job. You don't need to worry about what happened before.
We might have to worry about what happened before, but yes, we've unfortunately wasted a great deal of time here.
Christ. Well,
I like looking at the objects.
I'm sorry. And you just because you're looking at them, you could tell that there's a lot of old and interesting shit, and then also a lot of even older and less interesting shit. But yeah, like this guy, he very much cares for the things that he finds. Like the fact that like they are in disarray right now. But you can tell that he takes a lot of time trying to just like date how far back so that when he puts it out and display it in the front, like he could write this like really beautiful sort of like what's little card thing so people can come over, read it, and then go from there. Like it's very popular with the scholars. But yeah, the only lead he's given you so far is probably a thief. You know that the leaky barrel in the south quarter would be full of them.
Yes.
But
I'd also be checking out the banquet.
What is out of above table? What's the banquet?
The beggar's banquet. Think like the Bowery in Dunwick.
Cool. Sorry, I keep giving you faces because I keep reacting like Ash.
yeah.
I know. It's been
And
very
it's
it's been very disturbing.
So for chat, if you see me react, it is because I am trying not to act like Ash, who would be yelling at Franz right now.
Yep.
But Tali gives 0 shits. So
Nice.
cool. Let's go.
To the banquet.
We could also stop.
To the
by-
bar, that bar place. over
Yeah,
there.
we could also stop by
Okay.
Bing Bam.
Yes, we're there.
Fucking love Bing Bam.
Bing Bam.
What's Bing Bang?
Bing Bam is my above table is my contact who sends like people who need to get out of the city because they've done stupid shit. The caravan will like for a lot of gold take them away in secret.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the way that I understand it. It's like it's when they know they're about to get exiled, but like
Yeah.
don't want the sentence, so they just go out.
Yeah, or if they're getting like I don't know, do we have the death penalty here
Yes.
for really extreme things? Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
I mean,
No,
exiles kind of like go into the desert and die.
Die.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think that they kill. But pretty much like the death penalty is essentially for when they get sent out to the desert. There's exile where they're exiled into the tunnels.
Right.
Then they could just travel until they get to a northern city-state. So the death penalty is pretty much being sent to the desert.
To the desert with the...
Yeah, or you know, someone who's pissed off the wrong person, etc.
Yep.
It's her underground, her seedy side
Mm-hmm.
contact.
So where's the party going?
I think
I
the
think to the
bar.
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 Okay. So the leaky barrel is, I mean, it's midday, so it's not as rowdy as it could be. What's going on right now is people still nursing over hangovers from the previous night. A couple of people choosing to spend their siesta, having a good old lunch with their other seedy friends. But the ones who are hungover from last night are constantly making fun of the people who are having their siesta, making fun of them for like, you actually have a job? You know, what are you, a pillar of society now? Type of thing. So, so it's it's still populated, but it's not rowdy right now. Did Taratha change?
Nope.
Okay. And then you're dressed fine. You're dressed fine. How are you dressed?
She's always kind of dressed for travel, so she's in like light browns and whites always with one piece of very colorful something or another, which today is a bright purple sleeve.
No purple.
No purple.
Yeah.
Not red
Sorry.
either.
Yeah. Sorry. The artificers have like a corner on purple, like
Gotcha.
so.
The only word that market.
Yeah, the only time you could wear purple is like on like artificer celebration.
So it's like
day,
a
so.
blue bordering on
my
purple,
purple
That's fine.
purposely
once a year.
being
What?
like
just
one
chose-
shade off what purple would be considered.
Okay.
Because she's also
That's-
that kind of
That's totally fine.
person.
Taratha gets a couple of wolf whistles and jeers, but mostly just to like
She is completely unfazed.
yeah. But no one's going up to you. They're just kind of like marking you as an outsider, essentially.
Little do they know.
Yeah.
Even more of an outsider.
Yup. That's funny. So do you seat yourself? Do you go to the bar? How does the party?
Salvo, go to the bar.
Okay.
I'll sit at the bar and I'll kind of lean over to Salvo and say, well, you do your thing. And I'll order an ale.
All right. So you order the ale from the barkeep and hands it over. Want now?
Yes.
Here's your ale.
Just kidding. She's,
Okay.
Passes
she
it
drinks
over,
slowly.
and then she holds her hand out for some copper pieces.
Got pieces.
Copper pieces, thanks.
Yeah. Tully will buy an ale and a shot, and
Two copper pieces.
down both. Yeah, she'll hand over a copper.
Thanks. No drinks for you. You're weird.
And I'll just gesture the same.
I ain't fucking done.
And a shot of beer.
No.
Have you heard talk of a magical necklace?
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
And so have you heard of a magical necklace?
Mm-hmm.
When did you hear of this magical necklace?
Mm-hmm. 3 years ago.
It's not a necklace. We're looking for a specific necklace.
I'm so interested. I don't care.
is anyone in the bar listening as our friend is just loudly talking about her to the bar?
We're just like sitting there like, alright.
Do a perception check.
Oh my god.
A natural 20.
Natural 20?
Unnatural.
18.
Okay.
Is it perception? You
Mhm.
said?
My
24.
passive perception is 18.
Okay. Yeah, anyone who... Okay, all of you, because, like, you're sitting there, like, awkwardly talking to the barkeep, and is anyone's passive insight higher than 15?
Mine is. My passive insight's 18.
Okay.
My
Passive insight is
18.
15.
Okay, so all of you would know that, like, when she's saying, like, oh yeah, I saw a magic necklace or this and that, like, she's just fucking lying to you. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
literally, Tully assumed that she was talking about like, have you heard of magical necklaces?
Yeah,
of
like,
course,
so, like,
all of
she-
us have heard of
Yeah, so
magical
she's like,
necklaces.
yeah, so she's like bullshitting, you know, not like actually trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
You'll notice another woman like down towards the end of the bar, just kind of like watching you with utter amusement.
I'm gonna go up to her.
She's watching Tully watch this cactus with utter, like,
Yeah.
everyone is utter
Yeah.
amusement right now.
What? You don't like mumbling Jill?
He's amusing. And you seem equally amused.
Well, yeah. I always love it when people make fools of themselves.
Clearly. We're in the search of some information. If you would like to help, it might be beneficial to you. If not, then I understand.
Well, I don't help royalty.
I'm not royalty.
You sure look like you're royalty wearing them
work.
colors.
I work.
He's royal lackey.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm sorry. Leia.
Yeah,
Things.
I don't give help to royalty's bitch either.
Cute. Very cute. Well, I hope you know that refusing to help has certain consequences.
It's fine.
Are you sure?
I have passive perception. Am I hearing this?
I would say to some degree, like maybe not every
Just keep going.
every word.
Well, do know that information on a black opal necklace could earn you a pretty penny down the road.
Well, I'm more interested in many pretty pennies now.
What's your price?
What's this necklace worth to you?
I just said quite a bit.
Well, how much is a bit? Because, a bit for me is less than a bit for someone who works with your kind.
Well, given the average income in this district, which is nothing,
I'm an entrepreneur.
clearly. Well, I know. 5 gold goes quite a long ways down here. You can
Yeah.
drink here for a year and a half.
Right.
The price of milk must be like $25. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't get out of bed for 5 gold.
Really? I find that hard.
You
to
could do an
believe.
insight check on her.
Yeah, I will. It's not the best, but 13.
She's pretty beefy. You could tell that, she spends a lot of money, just because she seems like the type of person, like, she doesn't have a lot of money, but she just has a lot of just kind of like liquid spending, because she looks the sort to take on dangerous jobs or do less legal things that pay a high price.
Well, before we even negotiate prices, do you have any information on this, or are we just wasting our time?
You have to pay me to find out, friend.
Hmm.
Or you could just go back to talking to mumbling Jill.
I could. You're right. I very much could. Or ideally, just a suggestion. You could just tell me everything you know about this black opal necklace. I'm gonna cast suggestion.
Pause. You're gonna have to do a stealth check against her passive.
Sleight of hand, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be 17.
Okay.
Man, Corey rolling a sleight of hand check that isn't like in the 30s.
Yeah.
Now,
You beat her passive perception. So,
I
wisdom
wanna
save?
say it's wisdom,
Mostly things with the mind are wisdom saves, yeah.
Yeah.
but let me double check.
Man, missing out on that 5 gold if they fail this check.
Wisdom save, yep. I need to beat a 17.
They do not.
So you know nothing.
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
They're. I was feeling them like trying to like they are now under your control. So like I just imagine like what you said was pre
Yep.
thing, and then now they're
Oh.
looking at you like waiting to.
I suggest you tell me everything you know about this black opal necklace.
Ooh, and then just what were you owing at?
Oh, I was just looking up the things that you knew, but it's not like they're under their control. It's just like suggestion just is like they have to take the course of activity that was suggested.
Right. That's
Okay.
yeah. Well, when was it taken? He would have called you right away. So, well, around morning time yesterday, someone was looking to move it. So, for a price, I moved it.
Ooh.
Well, sorry. Well, I mean, they are answering.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they can't go against their
yeah.
nature, I think, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
But
said
yeah.
tell me everything.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so yeah, like in the
Yeah,
course
sorry.
of activity doesn't mean like you don't like just to finish one sentence, right? It's like
yeah, okay,
you know,
sorry.
concentration up to 8 hours. So
Yeah.
in theory,
Oh, okay. then
I could
never
like
mind.
literally just sit and like pull them along and
Yeah.
just keep telling me more.
Yeah, sorry. So old Warwick, he and do a history check.
by the way, his
Oh.
sleight of hand was lower than my passive perception.
Uh
Did I see anyone notice that he cast that she cast a spell?
huh. If
I noticed.
so, I think you would have noticed that.
So I noticed that the spell was cast
Yeah.
with my passive perception, but did I notice that anyone else in the bar is
I
noticing
don't
that's
think. I don't think that you necessarily like would like you could do a perception check.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm at. That's what I'm asking.
Is it history, right?
Oh yes, sorry.
26.
Okay. Yeah, like a couple of people seem to have like noticed that something's going on, but they may not necessarily know what exactly went on. They just know something's up.
All right.
Well, you have like someone in
I'm-
boiled
I'm-
carb.
I'm mostly just playing the lookout. Like
Yeah.
so like that's like I'm just keeping with my 26, just looking around, making sure that no funny business is happening.
Yep.
Let my people do their jobs.
Yeah, Warwick came by and he's old sticky fingers and gave me something to move. I moved it down in the black market under the city. I don't know where it came from there, but all I know is I was paid good for it.
Can you draw me a map, please, of where the black market is?
And I was going to draw, but no, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a abandoned building that it's like at danger of immediate collapse or whatever, and like,
Yep.
but it's actually not. The people just go in and out to go underneath the tunnels. And then she draws, and there's a couple of like, and at your request, she'll point out where like the traps and the dead ends and the sort of way that they catch people. And it's fairly, it's fairly straightforward in the sense that it's only one market. This is just kind of, and there's like in, out. So like, and it ins and outs like at like another abandoned building nearby. So yeah, but it's not far. It's just where they're able to move stuff that's less than legal.
So obviously they're not gonna take too kindly to me wandering down there.
Well, no, you're dressed pretty
Loudly.
yeah.
Loudly. But I think with maybe a token from you, they might give us safe passage down there.
Oh well, I mean, if I'm kind of worried about that, because then who's gonna have trace the danger be the fence anymore?
You're the fence?
Yeah,
So you run the show down there.
a little.
Well, I think while you're up here and we're heading down there to go talk to your friends, giving us, giving us a form of safe passage might go a long way.
You're not gonna tell.
As
Like-
Holly is
like-
passing you to like go sit with some other people, she just says, "Or you could just change."
Yeah.
she just like
I
keeps
love it.
walking.
Like she is writing this stuff out, but like as she's writing it out, well, you're not gonna tell the nobles, are you?
No, this is really just for your benefit, so that when I go wandering down there, they don't think that you, because they'll find out that it was very quickly you that sent us down there with this nice little handy map. This is for your protection, so we can all, sweep this under the rug as we move on.
It's a shame you're working for nobles because you do real good down here.
Oh, I would like to continue this relationship in the future. Just know that when I say I'm good for my money, I'm good for my money. I don't like casting spells. It
Nice.
seems uncouth, especially down here.
And why do you do it?
You didn't give me what I needed. You're being
Nice.
difficult. And there's more I could have done.
Christ.
Bam!
Like, I could
Damn.
have, I could have done Gaius.
Yeah.
Like, I
God.
could have fucked his day.
Yeah.
Sorry, fuck their day.
Yeah.
I could cast Modify Memory right now, just be like,
Yup.
but I'm not.
Wizards.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Christ.
so, thank you for your time. And if anyone asks, just say that you have a friend in high places and that this relationship can be, they're aware of your existence. Let's not play dumb. Right? They know, that they know about this, right?
Nobles?
Yes. Especially nobles. Where do you think they get all their stuff?
Well, yeah, but they don't know about me.
And I go right into the air, like, now they do, honey.
Nice. I dig it.
Anyways,
Man,
Thank you.
Turret's a bitch.
Yup. What do y'all do?
and I come back and I sit and tally. I'm just like, I got what we needed.
What's Savo been doing?
Sava's just been drinking, like looking around the bar, seeing what people are doing. Kind of
Tolly
the
was
same thing as Willow.
just about to be dealt in for a hand of poker
Nice.
when you walk over and say that. She just kind of like rolls her eyes and puts the cards
Oh.
out and walks away.
And I'm just like, with my important abilities, just like, yeah, you're not gonna do well anyways.
Okay, I'm gonna do a sleight of hand check. Sorry. For a 24 to have that just be a full house as she lays it down and walks away.
Sure. And there's a sigh of relief amongst the table when you leave. Oh man. And you all leave to go to.
Sure.
You got the right information?
Yes.
Really should change.
No.
Just a cloak. I got a cloak. I have
No, I'm-
multiple
I'm-
cloaks.
Perfectly fine.
Some people lack the attention.
See it? Oh.
You
Nice.
just walk like 5 feet ahead of us.
That's
you don't look over
Eric's
with us,
passive
it's
insight.
If like for just like character reasons, like she lives a concealed life ostensibly, that to be in the open is kind of exciting.
fine. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So y'all get to the abandoned building. You're able to put in like little code to get in, and then you just see a kind of a like a slimy-ish sort of ladder that's wooden. It's not like there's slime on it. It's just like dank and like moldy.
It
And
has
does-
prestidigitation on the ladder.
I don't have it. Otherwise,
I'm just like,
you can see Tolly being like, that's.
No,
That's
no.
Pretty
She
much.
doesn't like
don't
wet,
think me
wet
approved,
things.
please.
She's not a fan of wet
Doesn't
things.
like wet things.
No, she doesn't. She does not like wet things. She likes dry desert things. She does not like wet, damp, dank things.
I'll go down first.
Okay.
I will go down second.
Mm-hmm.
The
I realize
tanks,
the irony.
Y'all.
not tank.
I have 17 AC
I think I also had to say
Totes.
because
Y'all.
of mage armor.
21, baby.
Nice.
What
Oh,
class
yeah.
is
That toughness feat, man.
Mhm.
Jesus. 130 health right now.
Holy shit.
How much does that give you?
What?
You're the fucking tank. I have 73 health.
I have an AC of 20 and
Wait, oh, you have
130
your
health.
plate armor on?
No,
Or-
I have I have Guardian, which is my shield.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I have 21,
Yeah.
but I go up to 23 with my agile parry.
This is tough.
ability.
How do you have 130?
Because it gives me an extra 20. And I already had 110 because my constitution is 5, bitch.
Oh shit.
Christ. Christ.
That's baseline.
That-
So Ganassi,
that
get a
is-
+2 to con. Like that's
Mhm.
one of their things.
I mean, you
It's
got
con.
you
I
got
do.
two
I have two
fives and two
fulls.
threes. That's
I
pretty
do.
fucking great.
I've got a
I
4.
rolled
I have 2 fives.
really well.
I'm a 5, 4, 2, 1, 0, -1.
I have a negative 1 in
4,
strength.
3, 5.
No, I mean that. So what happened was the free feat gave me the extra 20 in wisdom because otherwise it was going to be a 4. But then I didn't have to
Mhm.
spend.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you get in, walk a little ways, and about like what you imagine to be halfway through the. Oh, sorry, I thought there was someone behind me. About halfway through from the entrance to the. Well, Eric was just like staring like that way, so I was like, oh, what's over there?
Gotcha.
Halfway between the entrance and the black market, there's like a tough orc kind of just standing in the middle. And they narrow their eyes as you approach. I haven't seen you before.
No, you haven't. And I just like show the writ of passage.
And then they look at it. I can't read. And hands it back.
Your fence.
Just because you don't know me doesn't mean I don't belong here. Move.
That's some fancy talk. Who sent you?
Myself.
You might have fighting words if you just came here yourself.
We can do that. You'll lose.
I don't
You really
lose.
don't want to play this game.
Who
My patience is really like on a thin wire.
who sent you?
Your fence.
What's their name?
I forgot their name. I gotta be honest.
Very,
Trace.
very nice in character. Wait. I had the passive perception that's pretty high. I would have
Yeah.
probably remembered the name. It was like
Trace the danger.
Trace. I was thinking Tracy. Okay.
Trace the danger.
Trace.
Yo,
Yeah.
Trace the danger.
We're with Trace.
Oh, you should have said so. And I'll just pop aside and
I pat
Let
him
you
on his
through.
shoulder.
What are you gonna fucking do?
I'm just like patting him like good boy.
I was expecting you to like cast something insane as you did.
Oh no! I've only cast suggestion, a level
Yeah.
2 spell.
I pat him on the
but I
ass
can
and
see
cast
you being the
fireball.
person that's like, what? I just don't like you today. It's like
Christ. I just in case you missed it, Eric just did something that really tickled me. He goes, I pat him on the ass and cast fireball, which I thought was really funny. But anyway.
All right, so we enter in.
All right. Yeah, the market is bustling. There's a lot of like odds and ends, some like skulls on chains, and like I would say there's about like 15 to 20 different stands and about like 100 people just kind of milling about here. So it's fairly big, this particular place, but everything else is just kind of in, out, go. And it's looking like people aren't really looking to spend a lot of time here. They come in for something very specific, and they know the sort of stand they're supposed to go to in order to find that particular thing, because each person specializes in a certain kind of like contraband.
I guess.
I'll lean over to Tally.
Mm.
You wanna take a peek and see if you can find it?
Sure. I'll cast locate object again.
Okay.
I'll keep it up as
Yep.
we kind of like walk through, unless
What's
it's
the duration
like
on that?
maybe at 10 minutes.
Okay.
Someone's
Alright.
gonna
It's
kinda
1
break off from the
kilometer,
group
so
and,
I
like,
don't
Yeah.
think the black market is
Look
bigger than
around.
a kilo.
Nope.
Like,
Is that a second or third level spell?
It's a first.
Yeah.
The first? Oh,
Yeah.
Can you give me a perception check as you walk around?
we're both like,
I'm also
ooh.
No, it's
walking around
second.
playing into the crowd like,
Cool.
Is it?
Yep, it's second.
It is a divination spell, though, so up your alley.
Oh,
Oh, I have
yes.
it as well. I'm just like, man, you're just like throwing second level spell slots out.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
I
When
mean,
you're
I
a
don't have
cleric
much
with a
else that's
bajillion
Yeah.
HP, you can just slam things with your scythe.
Yeah.
The spell slots are for flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but also perception is gonna be 16.
Okay, and then can I get a perception check from you?
Sure, I can do that. So that's 19.
I imagine though
Nice.
that her shield is very bright
That's
in
it.
here.
That's
Yeah.
29.
Okay.
What did you take your expertise in?
Perception.
Oh, nice.
Persuasion, deception, and something else.
Nice.
All right. So 2 things, Sabo. You find like different shops, like you could kind of like tell what their expertise is, and you find where the necklace would be. You know, like there's it's just all sorts of jewelry that just reeks like this is like magical shit, and some of it may or may not be cursed. I don't know. I don't have identify, but I'm here to sell it for you. You know, that type
Spin
of
the wheel of relics.
pretty much. While you're doing that, like while you're kind of perusing, there's someone that like beefed their sleight of hand roll to try and lift some money off of you. And I think what happens is they reach into your pocket, but then they get pricked, you know, by one of your spikes, and you ow, right behind.
Can't look at it.
And they're caught like there's a little blood, red-handed.
It's like, hello.
And they dip. Okay.
Thieves?
I mean, yeah.
So at the stall.
uh-huh.
Alright, go ahead with the locate object.
You can confirm that it's not here anymore. That sorry, Leia. I'm so sorry.
No. That was entirely in
I
character.
know.
Leia doesn't give any shits.
Yo.
But you say do the thing, and you just see her like roll her eyes and sigh.
Yo.
Like,
And there's a gnome working on this, and like he's like refashioning something. Like maybe the gem itself is magical, but the chain is old, so he's like just kind of working with it. And you want to buy something?
Well, I was looking for something.
What are you looking for?
I heard talk that there was a black opal necklace that was quite
Diamond?
diamond, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's sold.
Who'd you got?
I don't know, some fancy pants.
What kind of fancy pants? It's important.
Oh, he was singing a lot. Anything I said, he just broke out into some song from some.
and some bard. Fuck.
I want to take
Yeah.
a shotgun and go up in a shed with all the bards.
I might might be able to remember a little bit better if
Just make a
you got
casting
something good
call.
for me.
You can't.
Well, I could do that. I don't have any coin on me currently.
I'm just gonna say that you at least have 100 gold to start.
Oh,
Like
that's fair.
we're just gonna say
I
that.
mean, I'm just buying things until you tell me I can't anymore.
Legit fair.
That is how I'm
Price.
doing that.
And you're like, okay, well, how much? I have 10 gold pieces. How much is the necklace sell for?
Oh well, sold for 1,000.
Oh.
Moved real quick.
Sold for 1,000 gold. Well,
Did you melt in the crowd?
I melted in the crowd. I found this stall and I walked up to the stall and
Okay,
talked to him.
so
So
we
you
are not
probably
with
have
you.
no idea where I am.
Yeah.
He's like, I can give you 100 gold for who sold it.
Sure. No.
We're not in there.
He's a cactus.
We're not there.
Yeah.
Cactus decided to go off by himself.
Cactus.
And this is what happens. He decided to go off by
That's the
himself.
reward. It's running the entire reward. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, their entire reward.
Their
It's not
entire
mine.
reward.
That is not ours.
Yes.
Cactus
Yeah.
just needs the sun. Doesn't care about.
So he
gold.
will describe. Give me a history check.
Sure, I'll give you a history check. Sure. That'll be. I have decent intelligence. It'll be a 7.
Okay, and then give me a second history check because I want to know what I described based on the two things that you're getting.
Here, I'll roll the different one. Oh, that's an 8. That's 20.
Okay, so they start describing the person like the bar. They get the personality of the bard and says like
Okay.
they say a sentence and they finish it in song and like they've got like this like floppy brown hair and like wears like these like really weird bard clothing like he didn't like but like over it he had a cloak so he thought he was blending in but he really wasn't like everyone knows and they didn't know that we know but like we didn't let them know that we know and but he was saying how he needed to go to the Sphere Theater to give it to his girlfriend. And you would know the Sphere Theater as, like, the, like, prime... as, like, the prime
Boy
theater.
is whipped. We're looking for a 15-year-old with too much money.
Essentially. But, I mean, a very talented 15-year-old because if you're working at the Sphere Theater, you have made it. And he's 18. So... yeah, so you would know where to find this person. Maybe you don't know they don't know the name, but you get the feeling that, like, if you dug around, you would be able, the Sphere Theater at least, you would be able to find.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Can I, since I've given you this 100 gold, is there any, like, small trinkets that I can have?
And he, like, kind of just, like, he gets, like, some wire clippers and, like, clips off the gem that he's working with and then just, like, finishes, like, this, like, kind of, like, silver chain and just, like, hands it over to you.
Well, thank you. Very kind of you.
Yep. And, it's, like, it could be worn on its own. He does give you kind of, like, the little gem holder, so if you were to find a gem, you could put it in there. So you get the 2 pieces with
sweet.
that. All right.
You can tunnel on off.
Go to your friends, say what?
Friends, I got some information.
Yeah.
There was a kid, or a bard, who was going to the Spheres Theater to go and give his girl this necklace. And he sung a lot. Pretty much.
Well, I didn't expect these things to happen so fast.
Apparently it was a very popular piece.
Well, I guess we can go to the sphere.
I also got this little trinket thing. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
Gem in it or something.
Interesting. So they paid for it. Now we're
Bling.
gonna steal it from them.
Sure, we can say that.
Well, no, I mean it just doesn't seem totally right.
Apparently they paid 1,000 gold for it.
I guess if you're buying something from the black
Yeah,
market,
it's not like he went, to Uptown and bought this
You're
from,
right.
A credible jeweler.
I had to think it through. I spent most of my day dealing with objects I have very legally purchased and sold.
Totes.
Alright, well, let's head on up then.
Okay. So it's a bit of a hike. It's about, because the city's pretty big. Like, to get from the top to bottom of, the Bard's Cross is about, let's see, like an hour and a half walk.
Dudes who, has a bike and, takes
Sure.
people around?
Yes.
Okay.
A rickshaw?
Yeah.
I'm gonna flag one of those down.
Mm-hmm. It's 5 copper to
Cool.
go for a ride from the south of
I
Bard's
told you
Cross
everything's cheaper down here.
to
It's true.
from the south of Bard's Cross up to the Sphere Theater. And right now it's currently like closed because right now they are rehearsing for their next performance at tonight.
Is there like someone blocking the doors?
There's like a ticket booth
Mhm.
there where
Is
there
there, like,
is
a
someone.
side door?
I mean, there probably could be. I'm just describing
I'm sorry.
the
I
status
keep
of this
interrupting you.
building.
I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I'll stop.
So like the front doors are locked, and you would know this. So I'm not saying you have to go up to figure that it's locked. What?
I don't know. I might just be leaning over to Tally again.
And and then there's a ticket booth that does have someone there like selling tickets all day, advertising. You know, they're like, oh, come see the so and so at tonight at 8. You know, that type of thing. It's huge. You can imagine there is a back door because I mean, there's fans. You got to do the back door and get after the show and.
Most theaters
And then-
have like this is for actors, this is for everyone
Yeah.
else.
I'll go
Yeah.
to the ticket booth.
Well,
I have
yeah,
an
you want to double check and make sure that it's in the theater still. It's been moving pretty fast all day.
I have one more. I'm gonna do that one more time.
Guys, I can get us inside. It's not a big deal.
Well,
I could be like a
but I
royal
mean, we might as well
entourage,
make sure that's in
and
there.
then we
Otherwise,
could
we're
get you in
wasting
because
our
you're like
time.
a royal person.
I mean, we'll ask. Hey, Taritha, you got that spell? And you double check and see if it's in there.
I'm going to the ticket booth.
All right. So then there's like a
Check
bright-eyed
also has that.
intern, who's dressed in like the kind of theater's colors, which is white and gold, and she'll go, "Hi there. How many tickets?"
4.
Sure, that'll be 4 gold.
4 gold. That's absurd. Heard you're rehearsing.
Well, you're buying tickets for tonight's performance,
No,
no?
I need to go inside right now.
Oh no, I can't do that. Sorry.
Oh, you're mistaken. Do you understand this? And I point to the Alcott emblem.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Right. So I'm here on
Just for
behalf
policy.
of Alistair Alcott to make sure this is a performance you would want to see later tonight.
Well, if you would like to do that, you can arrange a private screening. I have a form
I'm
you can fill
entering
out.
right now. I'm here now. I'm not coming back later.
Gustavo has like toddled off to go get a costume and to come up and be like, "This is like we're going in."
Christ. What kind of costume?
It's just like a bard's costume. Like he's gonna pretend to be an actor and be like, "Oh yeah, he's here for the performance and we're gonna go in." That's
You could try that.
I'm going to attempt.
We're gonna
But you
roll
can-
roll your
I will.
disguise, and so I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't let you in. I can only let people in who filled out the appropriate forms.
Excuse me? What do you mean appropriate forms?
And she'll very nervously bring out a book and start flipping through, and then she'll pick one out, and it's just kind of like noble screenings, and like it's not an unheard of thing to like have this happen.
Oh yeah, I'm
but-
just like, this is absurd. We have a standing contract here. Check the Alcott.
What's this? Is it just rolling disguise kit? Is just how do I roll disguise kit? What am I rolling?
You just add proficiency.
And proficiency, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
so that's
Isn't
20.
there usually a skill
Yeah.
attached to it, like sleight of hand or?
No, it's so with like tools and stuff, it's just proficiency.
Okay. I'm proficient in disguise kit, so that's 22.
Okay. I mean, you're a very believable bard.
Oh, very believable, Lord, guys.
And then she'll start looking through, and then you come over. What do you say?
It's like, oh, you must be the ambassador from
The Alcott estate, yes.
Alcott State. We can't do a screening right now, but we can show you around and show you the rehearsal right now.
That's all I needed to see. I need to make sure this is a show that my
And then she'll like, look, who are you?
Oh, I am one of the extras. I was sent here. I'm new. I don't.
What's your name?
My name is Terrace. I'm an
Terrace
extra.
what?
I'm one of the.
What's-
I won't be on your register. I'm new. I just got hired today.
I can't let anyone inside who's not on the register.
Well, you see, I was hired like right now to help.
By
'Cause-
who?
Can I get a peek at the register and be like, Terry has left, and I'm the replacement for Terry for tonight's show.
Christ. You could try, but this is not a like they don't have the list of the actors right now.
Okay.
So I mean, like they have a list, but it's not like because here's the thing, like in order to be able to like when they have those little things in the pamphlets, they like stick it in on the shows that day, but it's not done on the things like that they do outside. It's the ushers on the inside. I worked in theater. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But yeah, so there wouldn't be something out there that would show you that someone's out and that you're the replacement.
Mm-hmm.
May I have your name, ma'am?
Taratha Icecrona,
And she'll.
ambassador of Alistair Alcott.
I'm sorry, but your name's on the not on the register, and I can't let anyone in who's not on the register.
And I lean in and I pull out a notepad and a piece of paper. But could you please say that one more time and articulate?
Intimidation.
Your name is not on the register,
Okay.
and I can't let anyone in. And as like she's about to start talking even more, you start hearing screams from the inside of the thing. And she whips her head around.
I'm going in.
Yeah. I'm just going through the door.
It is locked, so I'm gonna need
Okay.
some strength checks.
Cool.
Yeah, you got it.
21. 2.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
I got that -1 strength modifier.
Yup. So I mean, they're heavy
I'm all about
doors,
that
but they're
finesse.
not they're not expecting people to come breaking into the theater.
Yeah.
Like if they were, they'd be going in the back entrance.
breaking
that
the
goes
lock
your-
and breaking the door are also two different things,
Yeah.
right? Like,
So yeah, you're able to push your way in. What you see, like I'm gonna pretend that you've gone through the lobby. You're in the kind of like mezzanine. There's only 2, orchestra and mezzanine. 1 second, let me just.
This kind of almost looks more like you than me.
Almost.
Or that one's you with the dust.
I think this one.
They're both, they're both us. They're both somebody with
Both covered up cactus man.
Okay, 1 second. So this is level 1. This is level 2. Seats, stairs, and then this goes into the pathway. Then you have your stage.
Well, big
1
stage,
second.
little audience.
Well-
I know. I'm just having fun.
And
I mean,
then,
let's be real. The stage is going to be more important for us maneuvering than
Kind of,
any
yeah.
other piece of this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I'm pretending that you can dash to the stage in one action.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you with
50
your
feet
fucking...
of movement, bonus
Yeah.
action dash, baby.
Yep. So, but what I'm saying is you can dash in one turn. However, so those who don't have their bonus action dash will lose 1 round essentially.
Cool.
And then
Doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna sit down and go, pew pew.
yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
So I'm going to say that
Our
From
goal is just to
here
make sure nothing pew-pews
to
you.
here, even though
I
it's
have
much
more health than you.
How much do you have?
76.
You have 3 more health than me, but you have a much lower AC and probably worse saving throws and proficiencies.
I have saving throws and intelligence, wisdom, and con.
what's
I
it
thought we
called?
talked about not doing the con thing.
I mean, I have another ASI I can spend on.
Alright, you can spend the other ASI. I'm not going to stop you on that. But anyways,
So above table, like it's clearly more than 80 feet worth, but for mechanics, I'm saying 80 feet. Do you want to use this or Franz?
Oh, I want to use that for sure. I didn't know that was an
I
option.
mean, 80 feet
Yeah.
is even more than a dash, right? A dash.
Yeah, I can't dash
Yeah.
in 80.
I got 16.
And there is
Alright.
1
About
second.
16.
It
I
doesn't
wouldn't
matter.
use my action to dash. I would just
You
like
see-
stroll on in. I'm not gonna give up my action.
A female
I mean, I've
body
only got
just
melee.
like
well, I don't only have
laying
melee, but
on the
really have,
stage.
like, a melee.
a female body laying on the stage, with like these sort of like rifts coming out of her body, like open wounds in a way, but instead of blood, it's just light. And out of her chest comes a ginormous sphinx, and then from her arms.
That's why you don't wear necklaces. that you
Is
don't
she,
know
was
what they
this from the
do.
necklace, or do we see the necklace?
You could do a perception check.
I mean, at this point, Tolly's just assuming
16.
20.
You can't tell, but you were able to confirm that the necklace is there. And on her, once like the sphinx comes out, you kind of see the necklace like flop onto her back onto her chest. Let's roll for initiative. Oh, sorry, the other
22.
1 second.
Oh my gosh, what did you
That one.
Let me just roll for these
4.
things.
I have plus 10 on initiative and I got 12.
All right.
I rolled an 18. I have a +4.
I got
Must be the
16.
whole-
You have a
One
plus
second,
4
I don't
dex?
want numbers yet.
Jeez.
+2 because winged tiefling.
I have like the lowest stats in the party.
I don't know how that always happens to you, but it does.
It's so
But yeah, Dex is really important for wizards. People don't realize that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
dex is, I would say, number 3,
15 to
right?
20.
Int, con, dex.
22.
Okay.
So you must
10
have
to
plus 3 to
15.
con. What? I have 16, sorry.
1 second. I still have to get your new names in my head. 12.
Mm.
And then, like,
I was thinking about names.
My couple
There
levels
we go.
off proficiency in every single.
Your character would have known Tali as Bane, probably. Most
Okay.
people called her Bane when
Alright.
she was 16.
Do I get a sense that this thing... So, there's a woman on the ground emitting light and now a sphinx.
Correct.
So she didn't turn into the sphinx. I just want to make
Correct.
sure. Okay,
But, it's like, you would know, do an Arcana check.
Dope. That's going to be 19.
Yeah, so with that 19, I hate my life. Anyway. Sorry, I just did a really stupid Google search, by accident.
What is butter?
But anyway, for context, the name of the beast is Gynosphinx, and I just wrote Gyno and hit enter.
Wrong.
So
You're going to get some
It's
targeted
just-
advertisements.
I know, but anyway, so yeah, you can very much recognize this as sort of like some of the theories about the calamity of like other like worlds of existence being
So
there.
this like came in from like another plane of existence
So
or
you're
something?
thinking of something along those lines, like the impossibilities. Sort what?
No, sorry.
Sorry, I took banishment.
Oh, Christ! I hate my life.
Oh, don't you worry.
But
I was like, I'm probably not going to need this today, but we'll prepare it anyway.
yep. But yeah, so currently, but just so you know, yes, they are not from this plane.
Okay.
Her wounds are rifts.
Okay.
Rifts.
Riffs.
Oh.
Yeah. So you banish her, I'll banish the Sphinx.
Her?
The girl.
I would have banished her.
So to stop the rifts.
She's not going to go anywhere. She's
She
from this
got
plane.
rifts.
She'll
her
still
wrists.
pop away for a while. So if things
for
are
a
coming
minute.
out of her, we're in initiative. We're not. That's out of
Yep.
combat.
Your turn.
Because that's not how Tali would think about this.
I'm going to
Also, Tali knows nothing about.
5, 10, 15, 20.
So that's a balcony right here,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to cast banishment on the Sphinx.
What's the wisdom save?
Charisma.
It doesn't matter.
Charisma?
Doesn't
No, it
matter.
has to make a
it
save.
fails.
It's
What?
just gonna.
Oh.
It's gonna roll a 3.
I gotcha.
God damn it. How many of those do you get per day?
2.
Okay.
And you don't get to pick the numbers. You only
Yep.
you just roll them and then you get to save them.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
it's still good in theory have like a 3 plus 12 or something, but
Well, I mean, it's just I can like instead of just like dealing with like a potential fail, I can just like say done, it's gone.
Okay.
And if it's from another plane of existence, as long as
It's
my concentration
concentration.
doesn't break
For a minute.
for a minute,
Yep.
it's gone forever.
All right. So the Sphinx.
Where's
did
this
we
girl
hear
at?
that? Did you hear? Did he hear the? Because it makes a specific audible noise with banishment if
Yeah.
it won't come
Yep.
back.
Yep, it's a,
All right, it made the.
And
Where is the
Next.
girl on this stage?
yeah, can we here the cap?
yeah.
Wait, but did you banish the necklace?
It's on the girl.
It's still on the girl.
Yep.
All right, well that's good.
I could
Willow.
have banished her, but
Willow. Okay. So I have a question. Could I jump this? Do you think with Step of the Wind, where my jump distance is doubled?
that's what else is.
I mean, you're gonna be falling 20 feet.
That's fine.
I can use my reaction to slow fall.
You could.
Yeah, but remember, slow fall takes time.
To reduce it just no when you fall, reduce any falling damage you take to an amount equal to 5 times your monk level. It's just your reaction to reduce the damage. It doesn't actually whooshia like.
No, okay.
Nice.
Previous editions, when you did
Yeah.
slow fall, it was literally slow fall.
So if I take damage, I'll use my reaction to get rid of it. So I will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna Step of the Wind while I'm doing this is my bonus action. I'm gonna leap onto the stage.
Nice.
Joe, you need me to make
Just
some
do
bonus check.
give me an acrobatics check.
All right, I am proficient,
Acrobatics.
so that's a +9. So 19.
Yes, you're fine.
I land on the stage, and I still have my movement, so I can easily make it to one of these. And what are these black dice again? I'm sorry.
Those are these like astral beasts that are like, I mean, I say beasts, but they take the shape of like a pale human, and they have like yellow eyes with vertical slits for
So
pupils.
humanoid-y, maybe?
And they have a mouthful of shark teeth.
Jesus.
Yep.
All right, so
Yum.
all right, I'm gonna mark that I used a key point, and I'm going to move up to this one, and I would just like to note for yours purposes that I have key empowered strikes, so that my unarmed strikes overcome resistance to non-magical damage attacks and stuff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna punch it twice.
Nice.
Because I don't have any weapons on me. Didn't bring them 'cause I didn't think I'd need them. All right, so attack numero uno. Natural 20.
Fuck 'em up.
First attack of the campaign.
Oh my god.
Woohoo! All right, same rules as before. Nat
Yep.
20 on the first attack of the campaign.
Hell yeah.
All right, so 6 plus 2, 8 plus 5 is 13.
Okay.
And stunning strike.
1 second.
what are these
Constitution
things
saving throw.
They're otherworldly beings that have a bunch of shark teeth in their mouths.
Dope. Are we in Call of Cthulhu?
That is 17.
Yes.
17 does save. The DC is 16. So
Okay.
I will go again. 14 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, and I will deal 10 damage. Sorry, in the second strike,
Okay.
and I will stunning strike again.
They are stunned.
All right, until the end of my next turn, which means on my next turn I have advantage on all the attacks.
Nice.
But I use my bonus action. I use my action, so I am I'm good to go. I'm just going to
Nice.
maneuver. I'll use the last of my movement to get over here so that I can see if there's any shit coming my way. Actually, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm done.
Okay. Next up, Sabo.
Me? These guys haven't gone this turn.
This guy is
Right.
stunned.
These guys haven't gotten
So
combat.
he's losing his turn. So this is the only real threat.
It's important. Can I get down here with my bonus action dash?
Yes.
I'm going.
Well, what is your movement speed? 30.
30.
So you could have 60.
Yeah.
So 5, 10.
I mean, I could go hit this guy.
I mean, this
Like what I'm
is
saying is you
60.
could, yeah, like you could get onto the stage with your bonus action dash.
So
but
you can
just
get
onto the
here in
stage.
60 feet.
Yeah. So you can,
That's your full movement with
Yeah.
your bonus action dashes right
Okay.
there.
yeah.
So you won't be able to make it to in a melee range with either of these. It looks like.
Shoot him with an arrow.
I could shoot him with an arrow.
The reason why mine is I have 100 feet of it with a with dash because I'm a monk.
I'm gonna shoot this guy with my longbow.
All right. You run down the stairs. You pull out the longbow. You leap.
You'd get sneak
I mean,
attack if
you could
fire
do.
that
You
one.
might as well get the sneak attack. It's fine. Just because it's stunned, you get advantage in the attack. I mean, everything is.
I get a sneak attack on anything that hasn't gone to combat.
Oh, assassinate that fucker! You have
Yeah.
advantage too.
Yeah, I have advantage.
Oh, fucking assassin rogues. I was like, why are you asking?
19 and it's auto crit if I hit it. So it doesn't matter tonight. I hit it. It's a 19 on the die
Yeah.
plus 9, and then I get a critical.
Yeah.
Assassin.
Give me a sec.
fucking
Tell me how
rogues.
much you fucked this guy's
Let
day.
me just see if this guy turned off on me. I have to look at it.
So you have to roll all those.
Now,
dice
question, because
twice.
I'm reading this and I don't want to nerf your banishment, Corey.
Yeah.
It doesn't return, but if there's a rift still there, is it like banished from the plane for a whole minute, or can it just walk through the door
So
again?
it's that is a DM discretion. The way I read the spell is like they're banished there. They could presumably walk in, but I'm gonna leave that up to you. I will say it's a level 4 spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say that it returns if it is from
It returns
a
to its
different
home plane.
So you
Yep.
could determine if home plane means right next to the rift or really far away on the plane to far away
Yeah.
from the rift.
Right.
I would say though it can't return through the hole until the spell is up, right? Because it's still banished until
Yeah.
he's
Right,
until he's
that's
done
the-
concentrating the
yeah.
spell.
Sounds good.
So how do I?
But I would rule that after the minute you could go
Yeah.
through the rift again.
Yeah, that's what I.
Well,
Yeah.
after the minute, it would. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a critical with sneak attack.
Uh huh.
How do I roll criticals with sneak attack?
You roll your sneak attack die twice.
Okay.
So let's just start with that.
So my sneak attack is 5d6.
Yep.
So
So roll 76.
Level 10, motherfuckers.
Let's just get all these dice out of the way for now.
Okay, so we're gonna add it up.
10, 16, so that's 21.
Okay, roll sneak attack again.
10, 15, 20, so that's 41.
Okay, now add your dex.
Okay, which is
5.
5.
Okay, now I'm gonna add your short bow.
My longbow.
28, right?
So
Do you,
8.
wait, why
8
would
for
you have a
longbow.
longbow?
It's 28.
That's
28.
I
Short
don't.
bow is
long-
1d6.
The longbow you can't use sneak attack with.
Yeah.
It's
No,
finesse.
It's
No,
finesse.
it's not.
Longbows are
You can
No.
use ranged.
Yeah.
You can use ranged, but
But not
longbow is not a
finesse.
finesse weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short
it would
bow
be
is a
it
finesse
would be a
weapon.
short bow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I was
heavy.
doing
It's
it
a
more-
heavy.
Yeah.
It's a heavy weapon. So you just have.
Yeah.
So you get the 6 from the
6.
thing.
Oh,
and you
rogues
get
can't
the
even
one
use the
more
longbows.
D6.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm adding 6 because it's max damage
Okay.
for one of them, and now we're gonna do a d6.
6.
Yep.
6.
Nice.
Wow, you rolled a lot of 6s. So how much damage was that?
58.
58. You.
So beautiful.
It is very much bloodied.
No
by that
resistance to
fucking-
the non-magical attack.
I thought that you had a. I mean, it doesn't, but I thought that everyone has at least one magic weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a magic
Yeah.
weapon, but I
Use
don't
it-
have magic pistol. I don't have magic
Yeah.
pistols.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they,
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
it counts
is
as
your
magic for
short bow
overcoming
your magical
resistances.
weapon or not?
That would make sense for it to be a short. Because flavor-wise, he has the bow for hunting,
mm,
so it makes sense if that is the magical one. Because he would
Okay.
use it.
Totally
as
makes sense. Yeah.
The thing it would make sense for it.
Definitely.
okay.
I was on shoulder.
It's tricky when you have multiple weapons.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
That was all that I was asking because
Yeah.
it struck me that you might be using like some awesome sword that you got, magical one, and the
Right.
bow is your backup option.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
I would figure in a desert it would be his.
What's
The,
its-
the short bow would
ah.
be his main weapon.
One second. What's its movement?
And you got a kick-ass rapier too.
Okay.
Rapier's the perfect
I really
piercing
wanted.
weapon for
I
a
really
cactus.
wanted to have scimitars because scimitars made sense in a desert setting, and I'm like, but no, it had to be rapier because it's more damage, and I'm not gonna be dueling.
Yeah, I hate that scimitars are 1d6.
You could always just ask Kelly to do a 1d8 scimitar.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks, it's flavored like a scimitar. It kind of, because it's in a desert city, they have their own versions of
All right,
rapiers.
it's coming for me.
Yep, it can't move.
All right.
So it is going to make 2 attacks at you.
Okay.
First one will probably not be enough because that is. It's 14.
Nope.
And then.
That wouldn't have hit Joy.
Yeah. Next one's a 16, which will also. Sorry, an 18, which will also
Nope.
not hit you.
So
So.
you guys watch. What is it attacking with?
Claws.
He like rushes up with the claws, and I just dodging
Yup.
out of all the ways. Like it was. It probably was a little strange because like suddenly I just burst into like super speed, like into action. And
Yup.
I'm kind of like an old grandma otherwise.
Taratha.
Cool.
Oh, Tally, sorry.
I'm gonna run up. I mean, I knew who you meant anyway. And then I'm gonna cast.
Wait, you using a dash action there?
Yeah, I'm using a dash action.
Damage
bonus
action.
action cast.
I understand. Yes,
Yes.
I'm casting a bonus action.
You're so right.
Jesus,
Spiritual
y'all.
weapon? Or-
No, I wanna. Jesus Christ! Why can I never remember what this spell is called? I'm using healing word on her to see if any of the rifts close if I heal her.
I dig it.
It's gonna be 6.
Let me see. I just need to see how this works.
I'm too busy punching.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't do anything next turn, she's gonna come up here and kill some bitches, or banish the necklace, or do something else. But she wants to see.
Okay, so you can confirm that that does not do it.
Okay.
But at least you know.
Yes.
Is she maybe not dead anymore?
I mean, is she dead? I guess
She-
that's.
With you spending your action to do that, she is very much dead.
Okay. Okay. Great. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Now Tarathar's turn.
The super whatever's bloodier. Imagine the one that was crit on
Yeah.
needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
They were both crit on actually.
Yeah.
They were both.
Whatever one.
That's-
I'll do the one that clearly did more damage. The rogue.
All right. That one rolled a 19 on the die.
19 on the die. 19 on the die. I'm gonna reduce it by 4.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Divination dice. I have dice that if I roll at the beginning of my.
So it's 21 total. Just
21 total.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I'll reduce it by 6 then.
Okay, so put that dice away.
Yep. And then it's
Oh.
gonna take 2d12.
Nice.
Toll the dead.
Oh, God,
Ding.
yeah.
Nice.
That's what I was just about to
I
do.
love
Oh! Woohoo! 16 damage.
Let's
Wow,
see.
that's 2 8s on a
On
2d12,
this
right?
necrotic.
No, yeah, 2d12.
Yeah, 2d12, 2 8s. Yeah.
9-7, but yeah.
How much? 16?
Yep.
It is on death's door.
Can I do anything else? The answer is, of course not.
Willow.
And you go before me.
No, you're now.
Yeah, sorry, you go before that thing. Sorry. So that means
Toll the
I'm
Dead is so
gonna trust
pretty.
you to murder that thing
Toll the
because it's
Dead is
within
so
5
pretty.
feet.
Mhm.
And
Toll
this
the
is still
Dead.
incapacitated until the end of my turn,
Yep.
so I have
Top-
advantage on my
top 5
attacks.
cantrips.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take 2 attacks.
We have
First
so much
one
of
is
the
a
same shit. I'm
15.
actually kind of
Or no, wait, sorry, advantage. I was like, why am I rolling twice?
Probably chose
Normally I
spells
roll
in the
2
beginning.
d20, but I decided to only roll blue.
Banishment's such a good
22
spell.
to hit the first attack.
Yep.
That will be 8
Well, now
damage.
I can know-
Nice.
I can
Stunning strike.
Prepare it.
You're just gonna stun lock this guy. Literally.
Stunned.
You're literally going to
Stunned. Turn
Yep.
around. Punch the other fucker. That's a 19.
That'll hit.
Stunning strike. Also 9 damage.
Dead.
Well, then there's no need to stunning strike, I suppose.
But you
Yep.
punch
And then,
Robert.
so I'm punching ghosts over here.
Yup.
So you're gone. I punch through that one, and then I'm mostly kicking, actually. And so then I'll flurry of blows, double kick the other one.
Nice.
And now those have advantage. They still would have had advantage, I remember. 15.
That'll hit.
And I'm just going to do both of them. 27 on the second one. So,
Yep.
so they both hit 9 plus 8. So 17 damage.
Nice. All right.
And that one's stunned,
It is
so you guys
bloody.
got lots of time to...
We need to get
Sabo.
the necklace off and then banish.
Wait, so
the
this is
girl.
dead now?
No, it's stunned again.
It's
though.
stunned again? Okay. No, I have a... I'm gonna do Dispel Magic.
No, or
10 key points.
We're gonna
If
see.
I have
Depends.
advantage on it, does that mean I can sneak attack it?
Yes,
Depends
you
on some
can.
stuff.
And
Probably
I'm within
cast it at
5
the
feet,
fifth
so you
level.
would
I'm
be
going
able
to attack it.
How does it increase?
I have advantage
How does
'cause
it
he's
scale
stunned.
up?
Yes.
Then if it's 5th level or lower, it
That'll
is
be a
done.
14?
That'll
Okay.
still hit.
Oh, well, there we go. And then I'm going
Thank you,
to.
God, for enemies with low AC.
Yeah, 5 AC,
Yup.
5d6, and then 1d6.
Because y'all banished the hard thing.
And 16.
But I mean, like,
19
She
plus
can also roll, like even if it's
5,
higher than that.
24.
I mean, my theory is get the necklace off with
Okay.
Mage Hand or
It
something,
is still
and then
up,
banish the
but
body.
just barely.
Oh, I need
Someone
to
flick
spend
it.
She'll come
a
back.
key point
She's
for
from
those
this
flurry
point.
of blows.
Callie, it is your
Like,
turn.
Because that would be like if we were in the middle of that. What? I'm sorry.
Do we have
Your
the sound
turn.
right?
This guy's on death door.
Yup.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Corey.
Nope.
Cool.
What?
I'm gonna dispel magic. On the
I
body.
have an idea.
On the what?
on the body, 5th level.
Do an intelligence check
Okay.
before you do
Oh,
that.
don't attack.
6.
Seems like a great idea.
Okay.
Good
It's
idea,
fine.
bro.
It's
Great.
I don't really care. She just
Okay.
uses spells, and if it does,
Okay.
if she runs out, she doesn't care. She's
Yep.
got other shit she could use.
The wounds are still open. Wound slash rifts, yeah.
Okay.
The far plane is coming to eat us.
Bean.
I know exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
We're gonna have to wait until combat's over, but
Okay,
when
it's
it
your
is,
turn.
let me know.
Do I think that's a higher level spell, or that it's just not able to be dispelled? It's not like a type of magic that can be dispelled.
With
Do I know?
with that roll,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what that was for. Like I was doing that to make you stop that, or slash learn more potentially.
Gotcha.
What?
Very important question.
Hmm.
They're literally like portals are shooting out of her like
It's sort of like there's rifts coming from within her body.
right. Okay, so things are literally coming out of these rifts, like physically coming out
Right.
of these rifts.
You watch these two things,
Mhm.
and the Sphinx come out of those.
How big
rifts.
was the Sphinx? Would you say? Was it a huge thing? Actually, it doesn't matter.
large?
Doesn't matter actually, because Yep.
What?
Won't worry about that later.
Love it.
What?
We'll worry about that later.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
It's your turn. What am I going to worry about now?
I'm gonna wait until combat's over. We're not gonna do
This
that.
guy's almost dead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna toll the dead that. So wisdom save.
Not great. Like a 12 or something.
17.
Nice.
That'll kill it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's 13. So.
Wait.
All right.
Okay, so here is what I'm.
So
So we're out
pause.
of
We're gonna
combat.
we're out of combat. I'm just gonna let these three rather, choose what they're doing while you wait to do your next thing, since you're at the top of combat. So what are you doing immediately?
Remove the necklace from the girl. 'Cause
Okay.
I think that's what's causing the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
He's gonna watch. Dylan's like, well, I don't know. He's gonna go here. He's not
Okay.
gonna get a good look, but also like still far away.
And what do you do?
Does anything happen when the necklace gets taken off?
No.
The rifts are still going.
Correct.
I stash the necklace. Is the necklace like as described?
Yes.
I stash it.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do? How much time do we have until
We
another
have
one of those
a
things
mi-
comes out?
Banishment. So. So I'm gonna try something that might be fun. I don't know. I just want to see what happens when I do this.
Okay.
So this is going to obviously break my concentration,
Uh-huh.
but
Whoa,
I am.
whoa. Okay.
But I'm going to cast on the girl
Uh-huh.
Resilient Sphere, which a shimmering sphere encloses
Uh-huh.
a creature, small, large, or smaller within range, and it takes the actual size of the creature. So it's like
Okay.
Technically, if she's dead, she's not a creature anymore.
But I mean, like,
creature or object.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
An unwilling creature must make a dexterity saving throw. Doesn't matter if she's dead. Nothing. It says specifically nothing.
Uh-huh.
Physical objects, energy, or other special effects can pass through the barrier, in or out, though a creature in the sphere can breathe there. The sphere is immune to all damage,
Uh-huh.
and a creature or an object cannot be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside of it.
that's only gonna last for 1 minute, right?
Yeah, but if this Sphinx comes through, because I doubt it knows what's on the other side, it's going to take up what is presumably enough, like literally just an outline.
Okay, so what happens if...
This is up for Kelly.
Here, I know. I need to read this, so 1 second.
No, I have okay.
Sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside.
But an enclosed creature uses action to push
Right,
against
but
the
a
walls
large-
and roll the sphere up to half.
A large creature is gonna expand the
No.
area.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's up to the
Yeah.
DM for to decide if whether the
It's
large
just-
It takes
creature.
on the...
No, it takes the creature or object inside. So
I mean, yeah, I think it's up to the DM whether.
But we're so
Um,
close that if the sphere enlarges, will it just push us out of the way?
I don't think it enlarges.
I think I know how I'm going to handle this.
Okay.
So, you put the sphere in, and
Technically, right when they do it, the banishment ends, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you.
So
you
they
could-
pop back. So
You could wait for the banishment to end and cast it right when right in your thing ends, because it's ban it. If you end the spell early, it comes back. But if you wait the full minute, then it doesn't come back, right?
This-
Unless it
but-
comes back to
So the
the...
Sphinx wouldn't
But
be coming
it's up
out
to you.
of the rift. The Sphinx would be coming out of
Thin air. It'd be
thin air.
Popping
yeah.
back
So,
in.
are we
Yeah.
deciding for it to be popping back?
no, I'll wait till the spell is over and it's like
Mhm.
officially banished, and then pop in Resilient Sphere on the body once
Okay.
the banishment is completed.
You notice when the
What are you doing? I yell.
yeah.
Because like suddenly there's more magic, right?
I just want to see a Sphinx get squished by a Resilient Sphere.
You see the sphere kind of jiggle for a moment and then go still,
I Pokeballed it.
Ding,
but
ding.
there's nothing
Ding,
inside.
ding, ding.
So we have 1 minute now with the thing. Is it still shooting out the rift?
I mean, the girl's still gonna be an open rift. We still haven't solved
Yeah.
that problem.
But what I'm saying is, you don't see the sphinx. You just see the bubble move a little bit, like wiggle, and then go still.
I could try to remove curse.
Try to remove curse.
Well, that wouldn't work while the sphere is up though, because no,
No,
spell
yeah,
effects.
that's why we have to wait until the spear is down.
Well,
But
let's
it's 1
wait
minute. I mean,
we'll wait
it's-
a minute.
Literally, as we're having this conversation back and forth about what to do, it would take that minute.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
One
yeah.
second.
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Just let me know, because it matters to me, what the party's plan is.
Well, I'm gonna punch whatever comes out.
How far away is the desert from here?
A good bit, like, in the sense that, let me just look at the map.
Just out of curiosity.
It would be about, let's see.
capture
and a
release
half
programs for your
walk
local
to
sphinx.
just the edge of the city.
I guess after the
Do you
sphere
guys
ends,
know anyone
I'm
who
gonna
can
try
close this
remove
gap?
curse. It's my last second. That's strong. I think that's a third level spell.
I could have some fun here, but
Uh-huh.
I think I'm Gucci.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna
I
try
have 3
remove
level
curse,
spells. Yeah.
and then
Yeah. It's
Is
third level
do you wait the full minute?
spell. I mean, I have to. It doesn't work. If I can't.
Well, what I'm
cast a
saying
spell.
is you can.
Well, I'm
dismiss-
asking, like, I have, like, my hand out concentrating, like,
So I just need to know whether or not you wait the full minute or not.
It's up to you. I mean, like whatever the spell drops, that's when she'll try it immediately.
I think I'd probably wait for the full minute.
Okay. Literally 6 seconds before. Actually, I'm gonna say at the same time because they would have done this. The sphere drops at the same time that the Sphinx's invisibility drops, and it is now sitting there, ready to pounce. We are up to top of combat. I'm just gonna use the same one.
All right,
Can we
go.
get it on the
Sphinx.
board?
No
Is-
more
Yep.
kitty. Now big sphinx.
is the sphinx also in the same spot as the shark teeth people?
No,
Okay.
the shark teeth people are like downed like on either side.
No, it'd be like what order?
So you're telling me it didn't get
Ah.
squished
I mean,
by the resilience sphere? My
No.
dream died.
I'm sorry.
My dream.
Your dream is
Pretty much, it jumped through to describe
punish
what
the
happened.
Sphinx
It was
for its
waiting
killing of
outside
your
with
dream.
greater invisibility, ready to go after you. Jumped up, hit the thing, went, oh shit, waited, and it was just kind of like chilling between the rift.
I hate this person
Revenge.
so
What do you do?
very, 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 very much. So very. I need so many D4.
Christ.
I need
Magic.
so-
I mean, you are fucking its day. It wanted, so pretty much, it wanted to just go invisible
Would
and
it be
fuck
fair
your
for
day.
us three to have like the dodge action up or anything at this time? I'm just curious. We're just
I
sitting there
don't-
waiting.
Think so, because I
Alright,
don't think
that's
y'all
fine.
were expecting a Sphinx to be chilling there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Just give me one. Sorry, the spell is okay. Okay, if
You
it's
do
my
medicine
remove
check.
curse. I guess my
You can
question
do-
is, my remove curse, did it go off as soon as the thing dropped, or do I have to
I would
wait
say, but do a medicine check.
for free?
Yeah, you've been sitting there for, wow.
I mean, it's still 14.
Okay.
Ooh.
okay.
You can
So-
tell that this
Homegirl
isn't
got
this
some
isn't
medicine.
This isn't magic. This is like a racial thing, probably from either the Sphinx or
What is
one
a
of
racial thing?
the wounds, or like a thing that like a beast was able to create. So you can tell that it's not a curse. It's just something as a result of one of these, like the claw people or the Sphinx.
Do I know how to get rid of it?
I don't think so.
Okay,
But-
I'm ready to do my thing.
Go for it.
I'm upset. So you see Taratha pull out of her bag a handful of spikes.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at the Sphinx. She goes, I'm just not here for this right now. And on these 8 spikes, I'm going to cast Animate Object.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack with all 8 spikes.
Can you do that?
As a bonus action, I can command all objects under my control.
Right. And then how many small objects do you?
8.
Solid.
So I'm going to make 8 attacks.
Okay.
They have a +8 to hit, so I'll let you
Okay.
So the lowest, so that's gonna be 12, 15.
Nope.
This one's gonna be 25
That one will.
and 23.
Those both will.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. So 18,
Yep.
19,
Yep.
22, 24.
Yep.
Okay, so that means 6 of them hit. So let me do some fun math first. So baseline, it's going to do 24 damage,
Okay.
and then plus, it's going to be 4 plus, 35 points of damage.
Sounds good. It takes it. And then you watch it disappear. Whose passive perception is higher than what's it called?
What number?
I know.
Which one?
15. Actually,
Yeah, mine is 18.
Equal to?
okay.
Or
Yeah.
above?
It is like in the doorway. Actually, no, it would be right behind you, actually, because it wants to fuck your day. So it teleports from the stage to right behind you.
Uh-oh.
Willow, it is your turn.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Was that within melee range of it?
No. Like, it is, like, on this, like, this thing right here, like, and there's, like, a barrier over here.
So I went from here.
Like-
Could I do like there? Let me do it.
Yeah, because
10,
there's, like,
15,
it's hard to
20,
see, but, like,
30,
like-
35.
like, this is stairs, there's a barrier, and then there's, like, a pathway into the
All right,
seats, so it's, like, in the
So
seats.
this is 35, 40.
Mm-hmm.
Could I hop the railing? 45, 50?
Yeah.
All right. And does that require an acrobatics check or anything?
It's a railing.
Okay, so
Like, you're fine
I
with that.
run up, I hop the railing,
Nice.
and I still have my action and bonus action. So let's go ahead and
Sounds
take
good.
our first attack. The 19,
That will hit.
7, and stunning strike.
Yep, give me 1 second. It is not immune. What kind of save? It doesn't. There's a
Con
3 on the die.
All right, you're stunned.
Sounds
And
good.
then I'll go ahead and I'll attack again, but this time with advantage. 20,
That will hit.
6,
Sounds good.
and then I will just do my martial arts bonus action, so just a single attack. Natural 16.
Just tell me all. Tell me all the damage when you're done.
Oh no, it's just martial arts. So it's just one extra punch. So it's
Mm-hmm.
an 11. So on the last one, so it was like 11 and 6 and 7 were the 3 rolls. So
25?
25
No,
damage.
24.
24.
Okay. Yeah.
I've heard 11, but sorry. It's hard for me to keep track because I'm making a lot of attacks.
Yeah, I just need to know what the damage is. At
I
the
trust
end.
you. When
Yeah.
I'm listing out, you just keep all the numbers in your head.
I can try.
Give me 1 second.
But I'll also try to keep track now that I know that she wants me to just add it all up and give it to her. All right. There we go. I'm done with my turn.
Alright.
1 second.
3
I just need to make
punches
sure.
and a stunned sphinx.
I like this on Stunning Strike.
Stunning strike is very good against single target enemies.
Okay. I should have known this. I need you to tell me, just for the rest of the fight, which ones are div spells. That is all.
Okay.
Just because you're a div wizard.
Don't catch too
give
many
one
div
sec.
spells in combat. So
No,
Mind
but
Spike
it's-
is really the only one.
yeah, I just needed to know that. Give me 1 second. Legendary actions can't be used if it's stunned, right?
nope, it's incapacitated.
Yep. All right, Sabo.
It's me. I do have advantage. I'm gonna step back a little bit to get a better shot and shoot him. Actually, yeah, that should be in range with my bow. So I have advantage on roll 2 dice.
Sounds good.
That's gonna be a 19, so that'll be 20 something.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna sneak attack, because I can just sneak attack all the time. Mostly because he stunned it.
Well, we're within 5 feet too.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
the most important thing is the 5 feet.
That's 6. So 11, 14, 16, 22, 27.
Everyone is
Nice.
so excited to use all their new abilities. And
I know.
spells.
Tally.
It's a really great question. I'm trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
how to fucking get this girl to stop being a goddamn portal to whatever death's place she's
I got
in.
Tally's trying
I
to solve the
know.
real problem.
I know.
Like, I like punching snakes. Like,
Yeah,
or
hey,
sphinxes.
that's good. I need someone else to be doing that shit while I do this shit. If I can't do both.
I feel like Charlie's just like poking it, like, I don't know,
You can make another medicine check.
go for it.
Much
Thank
better.
fuck.
27. How the fuck
Okay.
do I do this?
You can't. It's going to time itself out on its own. You don't know how long, but you know it can only.
This much energy can only be sustained for a certain amount of time.
Yup.
Okay. I'm assuming that's all I can do.
Okay.
Right? That takes up
I
my
mean,
action, right?
I'm just saying I'm bonus action, so you have
Okay.
movement and action.
Well, I can't actually get over there. So,
Can't trip the fucker.
right? How far is Toll the Dead?
60.
Cool.
Yeah, just move up a little bit and you got it. Yup.
It's against 17.
Nope.
Cool.
Ring the
And it has
bell.
taken damage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 17.
Nice.
And it's about to take a shit ton more.
1 second.
Oh my gosh, you're about to roll 16 dice.
What?
It's gonna
He's
dump.
gonna roll 16 dice on the next attack. Because he rolls 8 dice for the thing, but they all have advantage because it's stunned.
And I get to do Toll the Dead on top of that. Because it's a bonus action command, not a bonus action spell. Animate objects is so good.
I know. It is your turn.
Okay, we're gonna start with Toll the Dead, just to make it simpler.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom save.
No.
Okay. So that's gonna be baseline 16 damage.
Okay.
Okay, I don't even know how to do this, so I'm just gonna do 2 at a time.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
can just like go online and do like the roll 16d20. That might actually be faster.
Yeah,
Christ.
Google had a dice roll that.
It
Roll
does.
Yeah.
16d20. And just, I guess.
Wait, no, because that doesn't show the advantage for each one, right? So you have to
Oh.
roll 2d. You need to roll 2d20 8 times.
Okay, so
Take
2d20.
the better of-
There's a dice roll. Dice roll on Google.
Or you could just do
Yeah.
every other,
Yeah, okay.
like every 2 on this screen.
Okay, I'm just
that-
gonna do this. This is gonna be easier. The first one hits.
Okay.
So-
What was that second dice roll?
The second dice roll was an 11, so 19.
No, but what I'm saying is you roll those 2 and then you roll the 1 again.
Oh, because it was cocked.
Yeah, it was cocked.
There we
Oh.
go.
So
Crit.
Nice.
16 to
Okay.
start.
So crit.
I'll just
So,
roll through all of them and I'll count the crits. So you got.
How much was the damage before?
that's gonna be over 20.
Yep.
Over 20.
Yep.
Over 20.
I hate your dice so much.
Cocked. Over 20.
Christ.
Over 20. And one more. 21.
Yep.
So that's all.
7 hits, 1 crit.
So okay,
Christ.
I'm gonna do.
Just tell me the damage at the end. I don't want to know it.
Well, this time you can use the dice roller on Google.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
need 9d4. 9d4. That's gonna be 21.
Are these
What,
ranged?
isn't there a bonus to it? Is that
Oh
just a
yeah, that's
flat
21 plus. What's 9 times 4? Plus 36, so
50.
57 damage.
How do you kill it?
I just imagine I'm just staring at this thing who has like been fucked over by me, and I'm like, I look at her after like I told the dad, and I'm like, you don't really know who I am, do you? And then these spikes just from all sides just come impaling on him.
Nice.
I really don't want to get on your bad side, it looks.
You and I, we're old friends.
So now the theater kids, or not the theater kids, but the theater adults kind of come poking out from the wings.
You might want
Yeah.
to stand back. We don't know what's going to be coming out of this here.
And they
Oh, you knew her, didn't you?
Somebody
and,
who
one
was
of
his
them
lover?
just
Who was her lover?
nods.
You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean one person does nod, but that's
What was her name?
I know it. I swear. I just need to find where I wrote it down.
I thought that was the character. Like, I was like, wow.
Like,
I'll walk over and
Portia.
Portia.
Well,
Who was Portia's lover?
Cassiel.
Bring Cassiel out here, please.
oh, you were talking to Portia.
Yeah, he he is just like white as a ghost, like tears streaming down his face right now.
Little boy.
And he steps to the end of the wing, but
can
does
I,
not.
with my passive
yeah.
insight, are you gonna? Do I think that you're going to berate the the young man?
Probably.
Like, so
I'll put out a hand to stop him because
he's already stopping. Yeah, he is like stricken. So he's about like 20 feet from you, staring like partially at you, but like every now and again he'll look down to the woman on the floor, and then he'll like look more upset, and then he'll quickly like look back to you, and then he'll settle on you.
I'm gonna walk over to the kid.
I'll come in close and say, I'm sorry. It's real rough. Try not to play with things you don't understand.
You impotent little fool.
and then I'm like kind of turn around and like try to like shuffle him out.
No, you come here, little boy. You and I need to have.
We got what we wanted.
Yes, and I'm gonna make sure that he's a repentant.
Did you just? Can I? How? Yeah. Like, so I am now officially the only. Well, no, you're here too.
I'm here. I'm hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I hear you?
I'm keeping a close eye on the situation.
No. But do I hear you say what you just said?
Which one?
We got what we came for. Well, we got what we wanted.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I was saying that to him as like he was coming up to like get all angry with the kid. Yeah. Like it wasn't really like this is how Willow feels about it, but more how she thinks about like how she thinks that Taritha feels about it. So it's not really, it's not a reflection of like my character's attitude. It's more of how they think this.
No, it's just if you had said we got what we wanted, she would have like. Yeah. Dolly would have been fucking yelling at you like, this is what you wanted.
No.
What were you thinking?
She wanted to talk to her mom.
She wanted to talk to her mom, so you went down to go. Did you know what this thing was?
The person said it let you talk to the dead.
I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
I think I do.
No, I don't think you do.
Can I want to cast Thaumaturgy to just make her look more menacing.
Oh, don't worry. It's about to get really menacing.
Christ.
And I look at him, I'm just like...
Because this I agree with so much.
He's like, believe it or not, for the next 30 days, you are going to be doing community service. You are going to be serving 4 hours a day.
Geese, Madrid.
Christ.
Serving soup at the banquet.
And I just want to see, what's the components of that?
Of geese?
Yeah.
It's verbal.
Shit.
It's just
That's
verbal.
like the nastiest fucking thing.
It's
geese is one of the best spells in the game.
Yeah. What's the save?
It's a wisdom save, and I'm just gonna say he fails. Okay. I'm just not dealing with this.
Okay. And he just nods and is like very much like still crying, very like you know that like you didn't need to do this for him to feel awful.
I know.
But I'm just letting you. Yeah. But I'm just letting you.
And I lean down to his ear and I'm just like, just try resisting. Go one day without service. Go one day and see what happens.
No. Yeah, he'll back away, and he'll look at Willow, like just to make sure, like as he's backing away, like making sure that Taritha will not hurt him as he steps back. And he'll actually back the whole way until he like hits like a prop, and like everything goes like tumbling down, and he jumps, and then he immediately turns tail and runs.
All right. I'll walk up to Tally.
So has this died down? Is she still an open?
She is still an open.
Cool. I'm just waiting.
So I assume there's nothing we can do.
Just gotta sit here and wait.
Alright. Should we notify anybody? Or?
Not until this is fucking done.
Alright.
If you would like to leave, sure.
I'm fine to wait. What time is it?
Yeah. It's about 1 o'clock at this point.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
Alright.
So at around this whole encounter probably took around 3 to 5. Oh no, sorry, 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah,
because there's some stuff in between.
There were shenanigans.
And
they haven't moved like that in a long time.
There's a kind of thunder of footsteps as about a dozen city guards come rushing in, and they see you just kind of like hanging out around the body.
I mean, like, no.
Yeah, we're not.
Tully is not
I know, I know.
hanging out.
I know.
We're-
She is literally
Yeah.
on guard, shield ready, like, that is what she looks
No,
like. Yeah, she's-
Like towards the body, or
yes.
okay.
Got animated spikes.
Yeah.
Ready to shoot.
Yeah.
No, I've collected.
They're unanimated at this
Tom
point.
was sitting there
Yeah.
just like with his legs crossed, just like hanging out, waiting to see them.
He's
Yeah.
fucking Cactus is hanging out. The rest
I
of
know.
us are not hanging out.
Cactus is hanging out.
I love it.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like twisting the ring on my finger.
Yeah, and about a
Howdy,
dozen
man.
city guards, they come up like over here, like thundering over here. And one of them speaks up. What happened here?
Well,
Well, come on
a
down, we can
child
talk.
decided to purchase something from the black market, gave it to his girlfriend, and has unleashed literal hell. Do you not see that sphinx up there and these
And yeah.
shark things?
Yeah. And they sort of like two of them go to investigate the Sphinx, the rest come down to your level. Not like they're on guard, but not,
Yeah.
threatening you.
Good.
And they'll go, where is the thing?
Where's
What thing?
The thing that unleashed hell.
We
It
assume
went through the portals that you see on her wrists.
We have it right here,
Yeah.
of course.
What?
We have it, of course.
What?
We removed it from her body. It was a necklace.
I was just gonna say
Oof.
I was already saying it's through the other
Oof.
wrists. I mean, that's fine.
You gotta be all lawful over there.
Oof.
Quite lawful.
Oof. And one of them, they roll a deception check first.
Okay, I will roll a deception check. Expertise. So 16, 22 plus charisma, so 27.
Oh,
I know.
sad day.
They
Yeah.
nat 20'd.
Well, that 20
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
auto succeed, right?
I know, but they have good insight. They're
plus
city
7
guards.
insight.
They're city guard.
Plus 7 insight.
I would give it. I would give it
Yeah.
a city guard plus 7 insight.
That's
Yeah.
fine if you do. I'm just saying that's a really
Yeah.
high roll. Like, and that some nat 20s wouldn't hit 27.
I know, but they are a city guard, and I would say that they're good at insight. But
When they roll nat 20, yeah.
I don't know. So, but in this case, it doesn't matter anyway. Like they almost believe, but they weren't sure. But then when fucking Taratha goes, we have it, and then they go, okay, well, hand it over.
You obviously can't handle this. We barely could handle the situation. Where have you been? We're gonna return it to Thurgood, who can hopefully get it in some protection.
He's an archiver.
Archaeologist, yes.
He does not deal with the arcane of this capacity.
Would you,
All he has
so you
are
could handle the
trinkets.
object better.
We will transport it to someone who can.
We will go with you, and we'll hand it over personally ourselves.
Well, if you want to have a pissing contest about it, sure.
Where are we
have to
pissing?
wait for the body to be.
Yes,
done
we actually
doing
do need to
its
handle this first. So if you would like to take a seat, there's plenty out there for you.
I imagine this is going to be empty for a while. It takes 8 hours for the rifts to close.
Make sure your swords are drawn. We don't know this, of course.
Yeah, I know. But like all of you are kind of like taking rounds.
Actually,
for
I have
8 hours.
Identify. I could cast as a ritual. Would that give me that information?
Oh,
Identify
not
as a
really.
magical
Like,
object,
legit.
right?
Yeah.
She's
Well-
just standing
Well, I
at
would
the ready
cast
for
it on
those
that
8
object, and it would
hours.
tell
Yeah.
me maybe that information. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, this is like a specific like racial trait thing. So
Oh, okay.
the shark things when they do an Arcana check, everyone, and I'll tell you what you'll find from it.
7.
24.
Eric,
5.
I'm sorry. What?
Arcana.
Oh, nothing. 3.
Oof.
24.
I don't have
So,
Arcana. And so.
You maybe just see like at the edges of the wounds are like very like tiny itty bitty bite marks from like lots of teeth. So you imagine that the rifts were caused by wounds inflicted by the shark people. You also notice that like upon looking at her like closer, like her, like, you expect to see, like, kind of just, like, you know, veiny stuff or just kind of, like, meat on her inside, and you realize she's just kind of, like, a literal bag of bones. Like, there's no meat on the inside. So they ate, like, her insides and were able to cause these rifts after.
So fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, like, well, 8 hours, you said? Or I did, like, 8 hours? Okay. And then I ritual cast Lehman's tiny hut. I'm gonna go take a nap if anyone would like to join.
Christ.
Wake me up if they decide to start spilling out.
All right. 8 hours, wounds close, and then...
Long rest.
Yeah. Christ.
Only a long rest if you haven't taken one in the last 24
Yeah.
hours or whatever.
Oh, no, you could short rest.
Oh, I'm long resting.
No, but
can't-
you
you
just...
You can't long rest if you took a long rest, like... If
Within
you
the
had
last
let-
24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did or not.
You
did.
What?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking a siesta.
Now it's 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah. You get your short rest stuff. Doesn't matter. The session's over anyway.
I know, I wanted to be real important.
And
And some good die there.
So the city guard will go, well, we could take you down to our headquarters. I'll show you where you could drop it off.
Please.
And we'll end there for today. Because I think that's, 4:31. And I know, Leia, you had to leave, so. Thoughts?
Hi, Leia.
Yeah, this will likely become a regular thing that I have to leave at this
Sounds
time
good.
in order to get out to my research site
Yup.
before things start.
Anthropologist.
Anthropologist.
Woo! Bye.
I have too much shit over here. That's all there is to this right now.
Yup. So thoughts on the session?
Is your character's gonna be lawful the whole time?
Yeah.
It's a lawful character.
I didn't know he was lawful.
Well, there's different kinds of lawful.
Yeah.
There's lawful, like, I obey the law, and then there's, like, lawful, like, I obey this code, and then
Yeah.
there's, like, lawful, like, I follow the religion, the rules of this religion. There's, like, there's, like, lawful evil, which should be, like, I do evil things that are, but only when they're in my self-interest, right? Like, there's so many different ways of placing this lawful, but it just means that, like, you are willing to follow, like, a code almost, rather,
Yeah.
or, like, some kind of, like, I'm thinking in the terms of computer code,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
of morality.
Run
or-
program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Franz was chaotic. I figured lawful would be a much more...
See, the problem is, I have a pretty much not lawful character.
So, can they not be in the same party then?
No, it's not. They're gonna be the same part. It's just more of a like. I'm gonna try and roll deception, and you're just gonna tell them the truth.
So?
It's just gonna be something that will come up.
Well, I can see how that would be annoying if, like, the other character's trying to roll the perception and the character who's trying to roll the truth always just automatically, like, wins out. It feels
Yeah.
like a big part of your character, right, which is deceiving people and being a sneaky assassin,
Yeah.
just would get totally negated by somebody else. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, like, that wouldn't be fun for me, at least.
Yeah. But I think this particular scenario, like when you're around a bunch of, like, city guards, of course they would listen to the person telling the truth or who seems to be telling the truth. But the other thing is, like, what was I gonna say? Like, in the place, like the tavern that you were at, they would listen to you any day over the fucking fancy pants.
Yeah, why would anybody listen to me over there?
And not only that, like, to me, my decision in that moment was they would be more interested in believing the truth and that the necklace was right here rather than the necklace was somewhere they couldn't reach. So it
Oh,
was
that
more
makes
of
sense.
a thing in that moment where I agree. It would be very frustrating if that was how it went the whole time. But I think that there's going to be enough scenarios where even if one person's lying and the other's telling the truth, that it won't be an auto change. So it's funny, like, for part of the combat, I'm just like, wow, I did not make a good combat for y'all because, like, it's way too, like, they did not get a single hit off on you. Because we have Stunning Strike Monkey and then Banish Monkey over there. And then
They
We
don't
had
call
two
me
Banish
monkeys.
I know. And the worst thing was, like, I was ready to have legendary actions, but the issue is because of the turn order. Banish, stun. So, like, they had no chance to get any legendary actions in, which would have been gnarly, because it happens at the end of a creature's turn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I love
Yup.
wizards.
I love wizards. I like artificers more, though.
Oh, I know.
Stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the end, like, I kind of was able to make peace with the combat because, one, like, I'm also learning your characters, too. Like, I think the reason why the combats towards the end of last arc were so deadly was because I knew what would be challenging for y'all. And not that I was purposely, like, gunning for your weaknesses. It was just I knew how to make it, I don't know, like, more of a challenge.
But you want to set up every combat to have a problem that the players need to solve, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's different than the last problem they solved. So like a problem that's, you know, for some characters are different in different contexts. Those kinds of problems are going to be very different. So for instance, I think our last party had no trouble at all just dealing massive amounts of damage, right? Like Joy routinely would hit around 50 damage a turn. You know, Franz would hit like tons and tons of damage, and Travich and Ash were no slumps in the damage department either. So any fight that just came down to like who can deal more damage faster really favored us. But as we saw with the Chain Devils, you do something where we're restrained. Like we had very little mobility once we had become restrained. Or we had like, you know, our new party would probably not have as much trouble with that particular Chain Devil thing. But that felt like a really exciting thing, not because you were specifically gunning for us, but you gave us a challenge that we had to think outside the box to try to solve. And so, you know, I'm a big proponent of sometimes you got to give, like what I always say, is sometimes you got to give the wizard a fireball, right? It's like you're just like, look at all these goblins just like, you know, all grouped up,
look at these things from another plane.
Yeah, because sometimes you want the players to just feel like awesome, like, oh, look at all those fucking goblins. Boom! 10 goblins are dead. Yeah! Like, and so I felt like this was just, you know, that's what this combat was kind of like that. Like, we all got to do kind of our cool things. You got to, like, assassinate that one and, like, deal, like, a bajillion damage.
Even though I did not roll great initiative. I have a +10 to initiative, but I rolled 2. I took the alert feat.
Yeah, you got to use your movement and be able to...
Yeah, I got to use my crazy movement and obviously got to Stunning Strike.
And you, if you had gotten hit with any of those attacks, you could have become a Rift as well.
Oh, because what was that a Kalishtar?
No.
Oh.
No, those they are astral snappers, and when they create when they hit you on an attack, you have to make a Wisdom save, or else you will become a Rift.
That would have been very good against Joy, who was shit at Wisdom saves and got hit by everything.
I know. And I really wanted one of them to go to you, but they couldn't. Because they didn't have enough movement for that. And
so, like, this was just a fight where I think everyone was just doing their cool things. And it worked out really, really well for us in the sense of, like, you know, I think one thing to note here is that it's pretty clear that we're pretty good against single targets, right? Like, a group of 3 that's like banish one, assassinate one, stunning strike the other. Like, it's like it was very quick. So, like, I imagine like a bigger group, you know, of like 6 to 8, you know, I can't stunning strike all of those. Like, you know.
But you have a utility mage.
Yes.
And so, you know, just, you know, hypnotic pattern here, you know, have some fun. Wall of Force there, you know, the fun stuff. Divvying up my animated objects.
Christ.
Again, bonus action minimum. God, what's, like, your minimum dealing a good amount of damage with those things. It's so God. Ugh.
What level? Because I thought that...
It's a 5th level.
Yeah.
Okay, so and it's concentration, so it's a pretty big... It's
a command, but you can, like, on top of, like, Toll
and
the
you
Dead...
And you could upcast it. It was what I was thinking, like, I was thinking of, like, upcasting at level 9 gives you so many fucking...
Like, imagine... Yeah, I could have done a lot of things with it. I mean, it does take up my concentration, but like, essentially a bonus action command, not even cast... It's insane.
Oh.
What?
Well, I'm just wondering. Yeah, but you're going to want to keep in mind the range of them.
Yeah, they're about, what, 60 feet? Something like that.
30.
30?
They have a flying speed of 30 feet. So, like, in that instance, I think they were barely inside your range. They're basically something has to be in melee range for you to hit it with animate objects.
30 feet's not... Yeah, I mean, 30 feet.
30 feet is like melee range because
speed.
everyone can move 30 feet and then melee somebody.
Dwarves can.
besides dwarves, right?
Yeah.
But no, I think in this case they were within 30 feet. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying we fucked
And-
up here,
yeah.
but that's a big limitation on the spell of
Yeah.
like the enemy is over there, I'm over here. I have to go to them in order to hit them with my animated objects.
Mm-hmm.
The range is deceiving because the range is 120 feet on the thing, but then the flying speed of the objects is 30.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
But like what I could do is like I could like throw a bunch of darts and then animate them.
I'm pretty sure throwing them would be an action.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like, I can, like, well, also like anybody like tiny objects are just laying around.
What
the
you
room.
want to do is you want to put them onto.
It's like death
the,
by a thousand cuts.
You want to
Well,
put
I can just animate this like little pricks.
what? Those might be too small, but
No, it
like,
says tiny.
But I wouldn't even imagine those are tiny. Those are like minuscule, right? A single little. Is that like they're little just cactus spikes? Like right? They're
Yeah.
not like actual like spikes, like nails or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, I don't know, this is probably gonna be a thing, but my spikes,
Mm-hmm.
I have a thorn launcher. It's 1d6 plus my dexterity mod. I
Nice.
could like sneak attack with my thorns.
Yes.
And assassinate someone with my thorns.
Yes.
Which just means I'm a walking weapon. Which means
Yes. That's
This is
Aren't
like,
we all?
oh, you confiscated my weapon?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
If we ever have a if we ever have a prison arc, like you two will have some trouble, like no holy symbol, no wizard's book, but us two, monk and fucking cactus,
Yeah.
rogue, like we'll just kill everything.
To answer your question, so going by raw, nothing can be smaller than tiny. So
Oh,
like
okay.
stat wise, like a blade of grass is the same as a bottle
Oh.
for like
Yeah.
intents and purposes.
As a DM, and I'm sure you're a DM, so you'd agree. Like, so you'd have certain things that you'd be like, well, if you animate a blade of grass, it's not going to deal
like it would
damage.
need like
Yeah.
some like either piercing or bludgeoning quality to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to see everybody like. That's one of the fun things about a new character, right? And one of the things that makes one shot so much fun is just like I have my new things to play with, right? I got all these different abilities and
Yeah.
different stuff, and it's like almost like we were very efficient this time, but you could imagine a world where we were completely inefficient in the same combat because we were too busy just being like, I can stunning strike, and there's like 300 enemies, and like
Yep.
it's such a waste of my key points or something, right? Like,
If I was being conservative, there's the the Mind Spike combo.
Oof.
Mind Spike,
Yeah.
Magic Missile, Mind Spike, Magic Missile, and I just basically cast it like 91 times.
Christ.
Because Divwiz.
Divwiz.
How's it
Divwiz
feel,
is where
going from
you
Paladin
can cast a
to
divinity spell and you regain.
Has to be a
stuff.
divination
Yeah,
spell.
so you can,
I don't
you can
know,
cast
I
like
don't
a
know,
5th
it's
level
not-
divination spell and regain a
Let's
4th
just wait.
level spell slot.
Yeah, and I think the limit is 6 and below. So you can get back 5th level, but if you were to cast a 7th level, you couldn't get back a 6th level. You could only get 5th level.
Yeah.
I
Because
think.
5 is because like the difference between 5 and 6 is like enormous, right? You never
Yep.
get more than 1 6 a day. Even at level 20, you only get 1 6.
Yep, it can't be higher than a 5th. Yep.
Yeah, so things get really limited there.
But 5th level spells are also that's where like you start really feeling powerful. Like 4th level is still pretty good. That's where you get the banishment and stuff. But 5th level is like being like going from like suggestion to Geas is massive.
Well, that's 2 to 5 though, right?
Yeah.
I think that I think all of the levels have really impactful spells. It just depends on what you're looking at, right? Because there's some 5th level spells that you'd be like whatever, compared to like polymorph, which is a 4th level spell, right?
Well, polymorph is
but
turn you into a T-Rex.
I think the biggest jump has got to be 3, because fireball, right?
Yeah.
Fireball is like outclasses anything in the 1 and 2 by like a
Yeah.
real big margin.
I mean
Yep.
it's like unless you're really playing a very particular kind of mage, it's really silly not to take fireball.
Yeah, fireball's it's just a de facto thing you should have in your back pocket because it is just very good. Though it's funny, like in our campaign, we have a wizard who just constantly misuses fireball.
I know. I'm so mad at it.
Like he very often just fireballs like a single creature, like
Yeah.
because fireballs roll a lot of dice, but you can roll a lot of dice and deal more damage. Like
Well, fireball is only what 66.
it's 8d6.
86, sorry. Like, which is like you could roll bad. You get a couple ones in there, and you're really losing damage.
And if
potential.
they save on the decks.
well, they have to save. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to cast fireball, and I was like, I can't.
But like I think you always have to compare it to like a cantrip. So like for instance, if you shoot a firebolt and you hit, that is an average of 10 damage.
Yeah.
If you shoot a fireball, 3rd level spell and hit, you do 8 times 3, you do 21 damage. So the cantrip to level spell, you're only dealing 11 more damage on average if you're hitting one target. with the fireball,
Yeah.
right? And if they save the deck save, it's the same amount of damage on average.
Mm.
So
like, there are like opportunities where if like you have to set it up like casting web or something and getting like like a 20-foot range where you can burst it into flames and they have to walk out of that and continually take damage.
yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of, I think, spell casting is obviously really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yep. I also love that it's almost 5 and it's still light outside.
Yes.
Right.
Summer
Yeah.
is coming. Summer
So excited.
is here.
It was nice.
We
Yeah.
have nothing to fear.
So
my
what we're gonna?
sunglasses.
What did you say that we should have talked about? You mentioned it in the beginning.
Homebrew.
So
Oh,
homebrew stuff.
yeah.
What all of our homebrew things
We have a
are.
lot of
Yeah.
homebrew rules, folks.
Yep. So let's
So,
go through.
For character creation, we had that one free feat,
Hmm.
and then we had the intelligence thing. And then I'm playing a homebrewed cactus man, and I think Div Wizard is still Unearthed Arcana.
Nope, Div Wizard is part of the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Oh, it's part of the player's handbook. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the one that I was thinking that was Unearthed Arcana?
Divine Soul Sorcerer, maybe?
I don't know. There was something that
I'm-
was like a
I'm-
wizard that was really overpowered, so that's never.
That's the
got mentioned
lore
again.
wizard, which
Lore
is
wizard.
my
Yeah.
personal favorite wizard.
That's still Unearthed Arcana. That's what I was thinking. I was confusing you with, but yeah.
Lore Wizard isn't crazy overpowered if you don't metagame, but it is obviously because like Lore Wizard's crazy overpowered because you can like change the saving throws and the damage types.
Yeah.
But that only matters if you know what the thing is like resistant to or are vulnerable to, and you know what its stats are like for like bad things.
Yeah.
Like and so like for instance like I know the AC of a lot of monsters because I have to be a DM, right? But when I was Joy, I knew that the break point for when I should and shouldn't use my Great Weapon Master was about 20 AC. But what I would just ask you simply is, how hard do they look to hit, or what are they wearing? Like just not trying to get like that. Like I need to know their AC, even if I knew the AC at the top of my head. But I assumed you could have changed the AC numbers, and just asking like, oh, they look about this right, because you can kind of tell, right? And then but only then using that. Like you could have lied to me, or like made me do a roll. I didn't have the best perception, right?
Yeah.
But like to me, it's important when you're playing any character to be like, I know trolls are vulnerable to fire, so I'm just gonna start shooting fire at them. But to try to roleplay, would your character just start slamming, jamming the troll with fire, or would they, or would they not necessarily think that that's the solution to the problem?
Yeah.
But
We're not doing a lot more. So.
yeah, we're not fighting trolls yet.
That's true. There might be trolls.
But so some of the homebrew things that we did, and the reasoning for them. So one of the things that I suggested that Kelly accepted was, and that we're doing in my current campaign, is a free feat at level 1. And I think it's probably much more impactful at level 1 than it is at level 10 for what we have, but I still think it's cool to have. And the logic behind it and the reason why I put it in my game was because there are just lots of really cool character defining feats that you would just never take because you look at them and you're like, that is not at all better than just taking ability score improvement. And so I said a little bit in the chat, but like for instance, my wife's character, she's a cleric and she has no access to Find Familiar. Clerics don't get the access to spell, but she's a ritual spellcaster, so she does have access to it. So that allows her to be like, I'm gonna play a blind cleric who hears out of her ears but sees out of a little. Her god is the chameleon, so she has like a little pet chameleon from Find Familiar that hides out on her on her shoulder like all day long, and is her eyes, so to speak. Or we have a character who took the actor feat, and it took definitely played into being like this deceptive and thrifty kind of charlatan kind of character by using the features within the actor feat and stuff like that. And so I really like the idea of just giving characters like something that helps define the character more. So you can be like, my character is really good. Like Travis right now, he took the alchemist feat for his free feat. And so now it's like he's always tinkering with like it's not just like we can imagine like in the narrative because he's like kind of doing alchemist stuff for his actual class that he's doing it, but then it's like every long rest he's like, and I also tinker with one of our potions and make it a better potion, right? Like, or I'm tinkering and doing this thing, and it's cool to just have that flavor and be like that, like you're that guy or gal, kind of character.
Yeah.
But how do you guys feel about the free feat at level 1?
I haven't actually taken the free feat, but I think it's good because it incentivizes people to actually take feats that they want to take rather than just taking what's best, like you said. Because like if I'm gonna, because in 5e, what happens if your DM actually allows feats, because some DMs don't allow feats, you can swap out an ability score improvement during your leveling for a feat. And what person is going to do that
Unless
and
it's
not get something better than +2 in
exactly like great weapon master,
Yeah.
a sharpshooter, a lucky, like those
Yeah.
feats that really are just like a league above like all the other
It's
feats.
like, why
You
wouldn't I
get
take this feat?
1 language and 2 proficiencies. Like,
Yeah.
That's why you always play a variable human. Variant human. For
Yeah,
women.
the way that I spun it to my players was that everyone is like, if you're an adventurer, you are like a variant in some degree, right? So like, you get like that free feat. It's like for being a variant. I haven't had anyone try to game the system and be like, I'm a double feat level 1. I think I'd probably just say no to that. I'll be a variant human with a free feat, an additional free feat at level 1.
2 feats. Because humans do have 2 feet.
Yeah, so the only restrictions I put on it was because we were starting at level 1 or level 2 in the campaign, as I didn't want anyone to take any combat related feats, not because I thought they'd be overpowered, but just because I didn't want them to define their mechanical nature in combat so early on. Like, oh, I took great weapon master feat, so now I'm locked in, even if I don't like not wielding a shield, from now until the end of the campaign into using two-handed weapons, right? I didn't want people to feel so locked into their choices right away. But how do you guys feel? So the next thing we did was the intelligence thing. And so this is one taken from XP level 3. I think it was literally just a rant on intelligence, and that stuck in the back of my mind. But he said, what if when you got an extra intelligence point, you just gained some sort of proficiency in like a skill or a tool or a language, right? Like, and I thought that just made sense, because otherwise into such a dump stat, right?
Unless you're a wizard, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Artificer.
Artificer.
It's like one of the rarest saving throws in the game. Like, I can only think of mind flayers that give you an int save.
I mean, what's interesting about int is it has like its skills are really useful, and really like not having a really good person who can do Arcana checks means you're gonna have to like more or less defer to like detect magic, which will eat up spell slots or take time to cast the
Or
ritual.
Joy could cast 5 times a day just because.
Well, and that's a rare exception.
Yeah.
You know, like that nature check, that religion check, the things that can kind of really make a character feel niche in a lot of ways. And also like investigation checks are tied to int, which I mean perception can only get you so far.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, like it's I want them to do more with int. I think they really need to redefine spellcasting, and because having so many tied into charisma is, I think, not good.
No, I totally agree. The Warlock was an int caster in the early versions of 5e, or like in D&D Next, and then they switched it to charisma. So originally it was going to be 2, 2, and 2.
Yep.
You'd have the sorcerer and the paladin are charisma.
Yep.
The druid and the cleric would have been wisdom, and then the warlock and the wizard would have been int. And I think that that's a good balance. But when you move even just one off, then suddenly only one is the int caster, and then they're like half are charisma casters.
Yep.
What is Bard?
Bard is also charisma. So that's 4 actually. You're right.
Yeah, Bard is 4.
I missed it. Yeah. So
No, it's okay.
there's like most of them, and the problem is that charisma is. It's just like
Arguably, Arcane Trickster and Eldritch Knights are int, but they don't count.
they're subclasses. They're not like an Arcane Trickster is a powerful class, not because of its rogue things, not because of its few spells it gets to cast each.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, so like I think that they need to do more with int and strength, because like I think that if we're looking at it, like wisdom is it's a really important saving throw.
Yes.
So like it's probably the most important saving throw, arguably, because dex, whenever you fail a dex save, you're most likely just you're taking damage. But when you fail a wisdom save, you're usually out for a turn or two, right? You've been charmed, or you've been held, personed, or something like that. And so, like, because of that, and then perception, which is obviously one of the most useful skills in the game.
And insight, but yeah.
And insight, like perception and insight and survival. Like, those are all more D&D-esque kind of things. Like, your ability to see things, your ability to survive in the wilderness, your ability to tell if someone's lying. Though, like, I agree with you that the int spells are important, but it's easy to kind of gloss over, like, oh yeah, my character read some history books. Whereas a lot of times when we imagine D&D, it's like me and the dungeon master, you know, like, in this, like, role-playing situation, and the wisdom ones are going to come up a lot more in those. And medicine, right? Like, help my down buddy, right? Like, a lot of the wisdom ones, even if you aren't a wisdom caster, are going to help you out. And then you've got Constitution, second most important or third most important saving throw in the game. Because again, you fail a con save, you're poisoned, which is terrible, or you're stunned. Because things that
Well, the thing is, wisdom is never a dump stat. There's always a reason to take wisdom. I mean, the two dump stats are
strength and intelligence mostly.
Strength and intelligence, or depending on your class, strength and charisma.
Yeah.
And literally, unless you are a charisma spellcaster, charisma is a dump stat.
Yeah, definitely.
Which, granted, there's 4 of them, but still.
I took charisma as a thief because I want to be able to see people really well.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's rogues.
But the thing is, you're never going to take strength for some ulterior reason. That's why I think strength and you're very rarely going to take int for imagine for a second for me, I have a +4 in wisdom. Imagine if I was I'll put my +4 into my intelligence, and then I don't get my bonus to AC. My my DC for my monk stuff is a lot lower. So I'm never ever gonna put more points into int than wisdom. And I think the same thing can be said for strength. It's you get nothing but athletics. It's your ability to grapple creatures is better with strength. But if you aren't using strength for your main damage, you have no reason to put any points into strength. Because strength saving throws never happen either, right? They're they're one of the rarest saving throws in the game.
I mean, they're for being grappled, and grappled is terrible. There's no reason to ever grapple with it except for really niche circumstances. Yeah, it's really frustrating. Here, the way I envision my character, I'd rather my character should have a higher charisma stat given how my character plays. But I'm a wizard. I need high AC. I need as much AC as I can possibly get, so I have to boost up my dex. There's no way around that, which is really frustrating, except for purposely gimping my character.
Yeah.
Because getting hit is gonna suck.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I'd like to see is that's why we did the int feat, the int thing. It's each level of int, or each +1 that you have to int, gives you some exterior bonus. I know more languages, I know more tools, I have more skill proficiencies, right? It just kind of fills this kind of the fantasy of being I'm so smart, I just can do all these different things, which I think is good. I think I like to do something in my games similar with strength. What I loved about playing Joy was super strong, but I also felt the thing is there's a lot of narrative flavor to playing somebody who's really, really strong. So Joy, I'm always pulling around cards. I love being able to be physical in the world of D&D. And before you kind of came along, we had Adam, who rolled a literal 18 in their stat for strength.
Yep.
And was at 20 at level 1. 20 strength. But the thing is we just he had a big hammer, and we're just he just smashes stuff. So everything he smashes just explodes because he's so strong. And there's so much opportunity for flavor and for having someone be imposing. So one example of the strength thing is I'm making it so that you can use your strength modifier for intimidation checks rather than your charisma, right? Because it's I'm just such a big guy. Yeah, I don't talk too good, but I'm you don't want to fuck with me, right?
I think intimidation should be moved. I think that's fair.
It's a variant rule, I think, in the DMG that you can swap, or a character can replace it with strength with it. But I like to see more possibility for what you could do with strength, as not just in the reactive more strength saving throws for characters, but in the proactive what can I do if my character is really strong? How does that change the way that they approach problem solving than other characters? So it could be intimidation, right? It could be your character was able to go up to that person, wave their hand and be suggestion. Maybe a really strong character comes up and just grabs the beer bottle that they're drinking and just crushes it in their hand, right? With no effort, and their hands all glassy, and they're just you're next. Where's the necklace, right? You want to have those opportunities to lean into your stats and lean into who your character is, and the game doesn't give you that opportunity, I think, currently with as much with strength and intelligence as it does with the other stats.
I think it just is a problem of how it's defined, because strength is just muscle, and whereas dexterity, it's climbing and moving, how it's moving. So that's a much vaguer sort of things. But what is strength to D&D? It's just being able to smash them. It's just muscle. And the same with intelligence. Intelligence is just book smarts. I'm not going to say it's just book smarts, but it's a very shoehorn definition, whereas someone says, okay, your character's intelligent, you can read books real good. Whereas wisdom is like kind of more of a vague thing, and charisma is a much more vague thing. Like I have really high charisma, but I don't have insight. So I'm just very like, everyone loves me, but I have no idea who you are. Like that's kind of what charisma is like. Everyone likes you, but you can also be really smooch. You can be really sleazy. You can be really nice. Like that's what charisma is like vague. They're all three of them are vague, where those two are just very like, these are what these are in D&D as well as just in what players think they are. It's hard to break out of those.
Yeah. So I think more role playing opportunities. Like if you're DM, your characters with high strength or high int, try to give them an opportunity to use those things, right? And also when your characters dump stat something, if your whole squad is all -1 ints, throw more int challenges at them, right? Make them like, oh
feel
no,
that.
yeah, feel that. Also, I think with int, obviously, there's the character is not as smart as the player, but the player can make up the solutions for the character, right?
Also, if people are doing like just dumping strength because whatever, throw shadows at them. Make them regret that decision.
Oh,
because they'll feel that 9. They'll feel that 9 real quick.
Yeah. My dump stat is strength. I'm screwed.
My dump stat is strength too. You're gonna have a dump stat. There's nothing wrong with having one.
Yeah.
But the issue
the game is designed around you having at least one.
Yeah, which is good. You should have weaknesses and strengths. But the problem is when everyone always picks the same dump stats, and you end up with more samey kinds of games, right? But shoot, what was I had a really good thing to say.
Maybe we quit. It's 5:01.
What was the thing that we were just saying right before?
Shadows.
Oh, a big thing you can do is like take a page from the OP wizard that Morgan brought up, the lore wizard. Change the saving throws. Like this boss throws a fireball and it's a strength saving throw. Like you're the DM, you get to make up those rules, right? And I think that like you don't want to do it like to the point of like as we started this whole conversation with the point of like I'm specifically hunting my players, trying to make them feel bad for their decisions. No. But once in a while, just being like, you're not strong, and I'm going to make you feel it for right now. Like, make you feel that weakness so you don't, like, get this feeling of, like, I'm invincible. But, like, I really want to look out for anything that makes me lift, I'm fucking running, or I'm thinking of a different solution. Like, a great, just one final example is, like, the telekinesis thing with Bolin. Yeah. Like, everyone was getting, like, people were getting, like, impaled on this boss they were fighting, and they were getting stuck to it. And it was a strength check to get off. And Bolin was like, I have telekinesis. And he's like, I'm going to pull him off with telekinesis. And, like, that was a great example of, like, if they were good at strength, they wouldn't have thought of the cooler and better solution, right? It's because they were bad at something that they were able to
I've
do
done a similar thing. I had characters run down a hallway and shadows were attacking them. At the end, they literally had to push a door in. That was their task, is to push a door in.
While weakened.
Yeah. And it was hilarious.
That is great.
Because when you're rolling like, once a DC 17 and people are rolling, oh, cool, I got a 20 and they're doing -3, -4.
Well, good game.
Good game.
See y'all next week. Thanks for joining us.
Woo!